What is going on, everybody? Rogers Base here, and welcome to the Japan Time podcast for November 21st, 2022. I am your host, Rogers Base, and I am joined, of course, by the illustrious Shofu, who is currently playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on his Twitch channel. What is up, Shofu? What are you doing right now?
You just told him what I was doing.
No, but I mean, what part of the game? What part of the game are you playing?
I'm doing a raid right now.
Excellent. Never mind. I'm not making that segue. I'm just going to say, what's going on, Fidel? How are you, Fidel?
Oh hey, man, I'm great. How are you, Roger? What's going on, man?
Wait, hold on.
Don't worry about it. It was like FBI raids and stuff. Don't worry about it. But
what?
Fidel,
Oh my God.
How are you today?
I'm great, man. You know, I'm good. I'm chilling out. I hosted a talent show, and now I'm just hanging out. I'm ready
for who?
For my Discord. Kind of like the one you did.
That can't be right.
What do you mean? People just
That
submitted
can't be right.
cool shit
the
they
one I
did.
did.
It was like
That's
the one we did on your stream.
Oh boy.
I'm alive. That's it.
You're alive tying people's shoes, apparently.
Yeah,
Based
yeah.
on the video
Apparently,
footage that I saw.
I can't believe that footage is public footage. It's out there.
It is. It's out there. Everyone
It
can see it.
exists.
Yeah.
It's,
Something else everyone can see is the stand-up that McDareth has for the Sonic franchise. What's up, McDareth?
A stand-up?
Stand-up.
Yeah,
No, okay.
stand-up.
No, because this has to stop, right? Because people want to go, oh, anything Sonic, you'll praise it. No. When Sonic does something
No,
bad,
that's me, buddy.
yes, I'm one of the first people to shit on it because I'm a fan who wants it to be better. I want it to be
Didn't
better.
you like Sonic Boom?
I said it
Why
was
is it
better.
so
No.
close?
Wait,
I
you
said
like
it was
Sonic Boom?
No, I said the game is better than 06. I think 06 is the
That's
worst game.
cap.
Please, I'm begging you,
That's
please
all
don't
I
get
said.
started.
I think 06 is the worst Sonic game still. I think Boom is
Don't
better.
get these Sonic
That's
people
it. I never said I
started.
liked it.
No.
Anywho,
Also,
yeah.
we really quickly, before I do this next introduction, I got to say congratulations to a member of the show. Congratulations to Mike on his first child.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations,
Mike. He a dad. Yes,
Wait,
sir.
where is it? Where is it?
You
I have it
did
here.
it, Daddy Mike. Congratulations, Daddy Mike.
You did it, Mike.
Congratulations.
Finally.
Is it a boy or girl?
You're a dad.
Do this to me,
I
dude.
can't believe it, man.
I'm so happy for you. You were in London for only a couple weeks, and now you have your child.
Yeah, wait. How did you have a child in a couple of weeks? Did you have like a Fire Emblem Fates baby?
Bro, it's like the new Pokemon Mousehold. It just happened.
He
off
said it was a
screen.
picnic and the egg was in his
You-
basket.
Mike went to London and used population bomb. That's what it was.
Oh my god.
Isn't that the
Yikes.
name of mouse
Yeah, it is.
ability? That's wild. Then who's next? We got Tito. What's going on, Tito? My fellow God of War player.
Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I'm saying? RIP to the GOAT, Jason David Frank, bro. Really the GOAT out here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That was the Green Ranger.
Yeah.
I learned that because it was on a live stream and someone donated "Rest in Peace JDF" and I didn't know who they were talking about and I
Not
felt
even
very bad.
just the Green Ranger. He was Green Ranger, White Ranger, Red Ranger twice, and a Black Ranger. Later. Yeah.
Wow,
He's the GOAT. He's the
Yeah.
GOAT.
Definitely.
it's a lot of Rangers. You're saying this guy wore a lot of hats, just like the next person I'm going to introduce, which is Viram. What is going on, Viram? Man of many talents.
That's a good segue. Thank you very much.
Very well.
Although I don't wear as many hats as I used to, though.
That's true. Yeah, you certainly don't. Never mind. My segue game is off tonight. I don't know what's going on. I screwed up Fidel's and I'm screwing up Zeph's, but that's okay because Zeph is always a screw up. So welcome, Zeph.
Oh my God.
What the fuck did I
Me?
do?
What the fuck?
That was
What did I
crazy.
ever do?
Nothing. I don't know. I just couldn't think of a segue. I'm sorry. I was gonna say like something buggy and then a Scarlet and Violet.
You
thing,
ever,
but again,
notice how
I-
when Roger fucks up, he starts just swinging? like
Yeah,
his
yeah,
default.
What's the default
He's like,
to?
you know who else is a piece of shit? And like,
He's like,
this guy
his
fucking-
like default.
This
like,
guy
his
gets back
go-to
into a
is
corner
shit
and
on
starts
it.
shooting everybody.
Right.
Oh man, that's wild. Yeah, but you know I love you, Zeph. Of course. How are you?
I'm chilling.
Just like everybody else in this call. Now, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, obviously. Game Award nominations got announced, God of War came out, but the majority of the talk today is probably going to be Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I want to say this right at the very beginning of the show this week. This will be relatively spoiler-free. We will be talking about certain Pokemon. We will be discussing things that happen in the game, but we're not going to give any big story spoilers. We're not going to show any Pokemon that aren't already being shown on Shofu's stream. So just keep that in mind. mind. Don't worry about it. You can listen relatively spoiler free. Multiple people in this call, I think, haven't even gotten past like 4 gyms. I'm at the 4 gym mark. Mike, have you even started playing it yet?
No, I played a bunch of it.
Okay, you played a
Yeah,
bunch
I'd
of it
say I'm
already.
like 4 gyms, 3 Titans, and 2 Team Star.
I guess we start there. Kind of where is everybody right now in the game?
I
I'm
have
super
8
early.
badges. I have all the Titans, and I have 4 Team Star done.
I'm
still very
I've
early,
been filling out the Pokedex. I think I haven't beat the
shit.
game yet. I think I have like 340 caught.
Wow.
Out of-
Jeez.
Yeah, how many are in this
Out
game?
of- I think 400.
400.
Oh,
400
cool.
even.
A nice mix.
I'm post game. So
You're post game. Okay.
I'm post
Yeah,
game.
same.
That's what
I
Shofu's
I
on.
hate-
Virum
I
as
hate
well.
credits. I hate credits.
I hate credits as well, and so did Shofu.
Wow.
I'm on 1 gym, 1 Titan. That's it.
That's fair. I kind of
2
feel like, yeah,
gyms,
I'm
2
behind right now.
Titans.
Oh, no, maybe I'm not. I guess I'm more in the middle then with 4. And because I've got 3 Titans, 4 gyms, and 1 Team Star. So, yeah, I'm doing all right. Anyway, again, before we get to Pokemon, because that's going to be a big portion of the show tonight, really quickly, I do want to touch on God of War, because this is a game that is a Game of the Year contender. A lot of people have been talking about it. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to it. The only 2 people in call who have played it are Tito and I. And Tito, I would say you are much more of a diehard fan of the new God of War games than me, though I think we can both agree God of War, the first PS4 game, is probably like one of the best games of the past decade. Right? Really well made.
Yeah,
really good game.
I think it's a top 5 minimum game of all time.
Yeah,
like I think it's.
I would hear that argument. Like, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you, which is why I wanted to have just a little bit of this discussion, because currently where I am in the game, we just talked about it in the DMs, I hit a pretty major story twist, and this twist didn't really land for me. And the actual twist of the character landed, but the results of that twist, which I saw a lot of people saying like, oh, they were greatly impacted by it. I don't know. It just didn't resonate me in the same with me in the same way that like some of the story revelations of the first one did. So do you want to talk a little bit about like what your experience has been so far and what you think is better about this game and how you feel about it overall?
Yeah. I was saying earlier, I think I feel of 2 minds about it, because obviously, I've talked about it multiple times. God of War 2018 is my favorite game of all time. I think it's one of the top 10 minimum, but I think it's one of the top 5 best games ever made. So I obviously hold that game very high in regard. Obviously, I think God of War 2 or God of War Ragnarok. 2 minds about it. I think it's objectively a better game. The combat is better. The environments are better. It runs better. There's more diverse. The combat is at least twice as good. There's better, and like they addressed a lot of the quote unquote what I call measurables in game, where like these are like check marks for games that like, oh, this is good, or this game has this. It's like the reviewer checkbox, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
where,
totally.
Where I think it's just objectively a better in a lot of those areas. However, it is the sequel to kind of a generational defining game. One of the games of the generation of the PS4, PS3 era. So that being said, I don't think it has the impact, because how could it? I think it's a little unfair to measure it. But I think overall, I think I finished the game with roughly around 35 hours of playtime, something like that. That's doing all the side quests as well. It's just one of those things where the game is very. I equivocate this from the pacing. We were talking about the pacing, Roger, as well.
Yeah.
It's a very much like. I actually equivocate it more to not Endgame, like Marvel Endgame, but more far like No Way Home. Where how No Way Home and Spider-Man, all the things happen in the last act, like literally everything.
Yeah.
The entire game happens essentially in the last 10 hours, like 8 hours, if you're including side quests and stuff like that. Like, if you're not including and it's like the whole culmination, all the setup, all the buildup is building up to the last act of the game. And I think it pays it off very, very well. But I can understand if some it's definitely a game where maybe if no individual parts hit you, that's totally fine because the game isn't really built to have those individual moments as much as the first one. It's
Yeah.
more like cumulative. It's
I
like
think that's probably why I feel the way that I feel, like I said right now, then, because I think I agree with you with the pacing overall. That I do think the pacing is better in this one, because I remember like the first time I played through God of War PS4, like especially the moment where you're in, like, I think it's the second area of the game. It's like the elf place where you're doing the puzzles. What was the name of that area?
all fine. That's all fine.
Thank you. Very bored. Was not enjoying myself. And then the rest of the game I really liked. And this one, I
Yeah,
haven't
all
hit
fine
that
kind of
moment-
sucks.
Yeah, I haven't hit the moment where I'm bored, but I am definitely at a point with it where, and maybe it's because there's just a lot of other stuff to play right now, I'm not finding myself like dying to get back to it. Right? Like I feel like I could play Pokemon right now. I'll get back to God of War when I get back to God of War. Visually, this game is like a masterpiece. I would argue this is like the prettiest game on PS5, like straight up.
You know, I thought about it. I thought that. I still think it's Ratchet and Clank.
Really?
I think Ratchet and Clank is the prettiest looking game on any console.
That whole segment in the wetlands, I
It's
felt
fire.
was like so
It's
beautiful. Yeah, I've never seen like water and effects look
Bro,
that
the
good.
snow, bro. The
Oh
snow.
my gosh, the snow is incredible. And there's some really good action set pieces in this, like obviously considering the fact that it's God of War. But yeah, story-wise, I think it's not really hitting me as much this time. And I guess because the thing that made me really love the PS4 God of War, because I'm not really a big action game kind of person, because the thing that made me love that first game was the story not really resonating with me as much in this one is probably a big reason why I'm feeling kind of underwhelmed. And again, I'm not saying this to be like, oh, I don't think God of War Ragnarok is good. I just think like this year, I just feel has been a year full of sequels where I was expecting like 10 out of 10, and I just was left kind of underwhelmed just across the board. And I think that kind of is the same case with God of War Ragnarok for me as well. I think I will reserve my final judgment until I beat it, obviously.
Yes.
Especially if what you said rings true. And it's like
I'm going to say, Roger, that, and I think you will appreciate what I'm trying to say because I'm not even spoiling it, but you'll appreciate what I'm. There is a scene at the very end of the game.
Okay.
And you will know it when you see it.
Okay.
That for me single-handedly makes Kratos one of the best well-written characters in the history of video games.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Where I think not the very end, but like like the final act.
Close to the end. Yeah.
Around the final act where there are very few moments, again, do not want to get into it. There are very few moments in video games. You can see this more in like media and television show where characters get the completion of an arc circle. And
see, but that worries me because like
no, I mean the ends of like not like arc circle where like the character is done developing.
Okay.
That's not what I mean. I mean whereas
I'm like, wow, okay, I just got spoiled. Kratos.
No. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Cool,
I mean specifically like you see the like you can see this is where this character started and this is where this character is now, and now that character is aware of it.
I got it.
You can see the change.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it then.
Yeah.
Again, I really agree with you on the combat. I think the combat's way better, and I already loved the combat in the first one. And visually, I think it's stunning. So I will definitely beat it. It's not the kind of thing where it's like, I'm not enjoying it and I don't want to finish it. Like I'll definitely finish it, but it's kind of on the back burner right now with everything else coming out.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on right now.
It's really, if you have a PS5 and you don't have God of War, you're kind of inting, to be honest. That's just my
Listen,
my 2 cents, and we'll talk about
me, and I don't give a fuck, bro.
And,
all right?
I mean, well, you don't get your shit's not even hooked up, so you don't count.
Yes, it is.
That's cap.
What?
Turn that bitch on right now. Turn it on.
I'm looking at it right now. It's on my desk.
Turn it on.
It's been since I bought it. Huh?
I said, you play fighting games. I'm sure you have it hooked up to play some fighting games. No?
There's not a single reason for me to turn that shit on, bro.
I could have sworn you played the Street Fighter beta.
I played that
on
PC.
You played
like
on
a
PC.
human
We
geek.
played that at TwitchCon. We played that
That's
shit at
tough.
TwitchCon.
What about Temtem? Didn't we play that on PS5?
I have no idea, bro.
That's wild. We got the bag for it though, right?
Yo,
Sure did, man.
Get out my pocket, brother.
But I will say we'll talk about the Game Awards as well. There's a big contention
What do you mean,
between
get out of my pockets? We literally did it at the same
Get
time.
out my pockets, man.
Jesus Christ.
You don't know how much they gave me. You know how much they gave you.
I actually do, but that's
Oh my God.
that's wild.
There's a whole conversation about like the Game Awards and stuff like that, and like God of War versus Elden Ring, and I mean I'll bring up why God of War, that whole thing later, but just
so well, that's a perfect like segue going into the last little bit I want to talk about before we get into this massive Pokemon talk, which is the Game Awards nominations. There were a lot of nominations that came out last, what was it, Tuesday or Thursday, for obviously the Game Awards going to be happening in early December. And so really quickly, I want to run down some of the major awards. The 6 nominees for Game of the Year at this year's Game Awards are A Plague Tale Requiem, Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Any surprises? Anything you guys want to touch on? With those
I mean,
six?
obviously
finally got
Xenoblade's the big
nominated.
surprise, right?
Is it though? Because I kind of feel
Yeah.
like Xenoblade was almost assured this year.
I didn't
I would
because
say that was like the third lock after Elden Ring and God of War.
It's just the
You
fact
say
considering
lock,
that
but
there's
Stray is
like
up there.
1 and 2 had no nominations across either of the years where they could have been nominated. No like RPG, no music, nothing. So
except
I think
for 2, because 2 was December.
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm
2
saying 2 could have still been nominated the year afterwards, right?
Yes, yeah. But
right.
yeah.
But obviously that it was
They
just
have that
they
rule,
still
but
had
they
games the
they
next year.
forget
Yeah.
like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Right. Except for one game. There's one game on here that they didn't forget about that we'll talk about a little bit later.
They didn't forget about
Um,
Smash that one year.
No,
that's
yeah.
right. That's right.
That's a hard.
Well, because
game
it was
to
in
get, though.
fighting game, right? You can't like not put it.
Yeah, was it nominated for Goated
Yeah, it was nominated
as well?
No, was
No,
it?
it was
Oh
definitely
yeah, it
nominated
was.
for
It
Game
was.
of the
You're
Year,
right.
of
You're right.
course,
It
'cause
was.
they played the
it was. Yeah.
da-da-da-da-da-da.
I was gonna say it's
Um,
really like it's more shocking that Xenoblade, because like you think it's a lot of websites that nominate the games, and usually when it comes to like big JRPGs like that, it's always like one guy that works at the site or plays that plays that game. So it is surprising that enough people tied for it to be like in the top 5.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed they're still sticking to their one indie only rule, because I feel like
It's so
indies
weird to me
went
that-
crazy
Yeah,
this
Why
year.
would that be a rule?
Tunic was one that I think a lot of people were expecting. Didn't end up popping up on here.
It's not like a rule, but like that's all that ever happens. Like we get one
Yeah,
indie,
because everybody else
but we
paid.
only ever get one indie.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody else
I
paid
feel like-
hands to be nominated, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a shame
That's
not seeing
unfortunate.
Neon White there. I
yeah.
think
No
that's-
Neon
fuck
White,
up,
no
dude.
Tunic.
Yep.
for Game of the Year or
Yeah,
Yeah,
No, I was gonna say because Neon White did
I
get
mean,
nominations.
I'm looking at I mean, again, this is me coming from I don't play that many indie games. However, I'm looking at 3 games minimum that if these games were by themselves any other year would win and it wouldn't even be close. So I don't see the space. Like, you know what I mean? Like where's the slots? Like if they only do 6.
What is?
So
The only one to me is Plague Tale. I feel like that kind of doesn't fit of these 6. Because Horizon, I would see an argument against Horizon. I think Horizon was a really solid game, but I think compared to some of the other stuff that came out this year, I think it is kind of middling. Plague Tale,
I
You
disagree.
look at that
Bro,
list,
Horizon,
and you say
Horizon's UI
Plague
makes me
Tale.
so fucking mad, bro.
Horizon, and if Horizon would win this year, if those 2 fucking behemoths were on this list,
Absolutely not.
yes,
Absolutely
they're
I
not.
don't think so.
I-
either.
like Horizon
I don't
Forbidden
think it would
West.
either.
I think
Horizon
Elden
Forbidden
Ring
West
and
is one of the
it would've been
best looking
Xenoblade.
games on that. Is like if God of War and Elden Ring were on the PS5, Horizon Forbidden West would be the best looking game of the console and has some of the best gameplay of any action RPG. Like it's
I
like
don't know about all that now, but
it does on the console. It does.
it might look good, but
Probably
I
look
don't.
good, but I don't think it would win Game of the Year immediately.
I don't think you guys are completely neglecting what game of the year. Like, what are we talking about? Horizon Forbidden West is a game that wins Game of the Year, not because it's the best game of the year. You guys know we know what we're doing here.
yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
like
But
Well,
you
sure,
just,
sure.
but you just said that it has the best action RPG.
no, I'm saying
gameplay
like
and
you
looks the
have to
best.
be able to make the argument. That's what they do.
Yeah,
You have to be able to make the argument. Then it comes down to obviously what we know it comes down to.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
The Goaty
Like both of these, like they're not going to make a game that's complete dog shit,
yeah.
like, and not at least a great game of the. They're not going to do that because then you're snitching, you're dry snitching on yourself.
That's good.
It's very, very biased against.
That's cap?
What?
That's cap
somebody,
show.
somebody posted with enough bread, they win it, bro. I might, you know what I'm saying? I might get a.
That's cap. Yeah,
Huh?
no, stop. That's cap.
I might pull up with Snake one
No,
time.
you
You know
won't.
what I'm saying?
No, you
Snake
won't.
gonna win Game of the Year next year.
You
bro.
won't.
Well, mark my words.
No, you won't.
Huh?
I will. You're capping now.
I'm capping.
Mike, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike.
I was gonna say it's the Goaty nominations is very biased towards like AAA third person action adventure.
Yeah, it's the
course.
most popular. It's a
Always is,
popularity
yeah.
contest. That's just how it is.
I don't even think it is a popularity contest.
You know,
I think there's just a clear bias on those types of games. Even if it's not the most popular game in the fucking world, it might still win just because it's a single player adventure game.
that's
So-
true. But yeah,
so-
I just mean like usually like it's typically because typically they're getting the votes from websites that are giving like these type of big single player like story kind of games like the nominations. So yeah, I mean technically the sites want them to win, but there is also like a bit of that popularity contest with it. Like Stray was, big adorable cat game, God of War, Elden Ring. And then Xenoblade feels like oh shit, like we're finally giving this like the love it deserves.
Well, like good games are typically popular.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I just have to ask with Stray, because I didn't play this game, I didn't look at this game. It feels weird to see that up there with these other games.
I don't think
It was
so.
really
I
fun,
played
actually.
it. I really liked
enjoyed
it.
it. Yeah, yeah.
I liked it.
I liked
think
it.
like
I liked it. I don't think it should be up here, but I liked
I
it.
think maybe
Yeah, I
I'd put
agree.
Tunic over it. I think
Yes.
Tunic is a better game.
Correct.
I would put Triangle Strategy in there, but I also understand that like that is a
Yeah.
very niche title. But I definitely would have put that in there over Stray as well. I'm just happy Triangle Strategy got a nomination. Speaking of, let's talk a little bit about the absolutely stacked Rogers-based category, which is Best RPG of the Year, where you
The
have
Nintendo category this year.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, right? Triangle Strategy. We got Elden Ring. We got Live Alive. Unbelievable. Getting in there.
Wait, Live Alive's
And
up there.
Live Alive
Yeah,
got in there for
yeah.
Best RPG and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
I can't believe Nintendo owned the RPG category this year.
The thing to me that kind of stands out here is I think if Xenoblade wins anything, it's going to win this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Elden Ring is assured for Game of the Year almost.
I think that's the only category Xenoblade has a shot of
I
winning. So.
agree with you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in soundtrack as well, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but you can
yeah,
say
it's not gonna win,
you can say its soundtrack's great and awesome and everything, but then these other AAA games have their fucking live band. Like, remember when Red Dead Redemption 2 won Best Soundtrack and everything else?
Yep.
It's just it doesn't matter. That's the soundtrack thing doesn't matter.
One thing I am looking forward to though is like they're obviously going to do the orchestrated.
Also, wait, I just want to say I'm
Oh, I
not saying
can't
Red
wait.
Dead 2 has a bad soundtrack or anything. I'm just saying
No, Octopath
Like,
losing
I
that is
am.
criminal. Like actually criminal, and the people who voted
I'm
for that
that's all I'm saying is
they
like
could step on
the,
Legos. to be honest
the
with you,
Red Dead 2 soundtrack is solid, but it's not like
it's not Octopath Traveler. It's not
Octopath Traveler soundtrack is like revolutionary, bro.
It's so good. Yeah, it's still laughable to me that ended up winning. Any other year, I could have seen it for sure because it is like you said, it's a solid soundtrack, but it definitely did not deserve to win over Octopath. Anyway, we got Best Debut Indie, where we got Stray, Tunic, Vampire Survivors, Norco, and I think I'm seeing a certain game called Neon White on there.
Banger game.
Fantastic. We've got Best Adaptation, which is a new category, which recognizes
It's actually
creative work.
kind of tough.
Yeah, it's cool. It recognizes creative work that faithfully and authentically adapts video games to another entertainment medium. We
Wait,
have
is this
Arcane.
the Arcane Award?
Yes. Arcane,
Okay.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners, The Cuphead Show, Uncharted, and Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds
Arcane's gonna win.
I voted
Yeah,
Sonic.
it's Arcane.
I did
Personally.
vote Sonic.
I
No,
would vote Sonic, but Arcane's gonna win.
See, I disagree. I think it's gonna be Cyberpunk. Because I
yeah,
think
I
Arcane-
think-
I, don't,
Arcane as
I,
well.
think I think
'Cause-
you are grossly underestimating how popular Arcane
No, no,
is
no, no,
amongst
no, no,
casual
what I-
people.
Yeah,
No,
I think
because-
he's
because
doing recency bias.
No. Yeah, I'm saying it's recency bias because Arcane is gonna suffer from like it was out last December.
Yes.
So a lot of those like websites will like not even associate it as the 2022 show, and they're just gonna want to vote for Cyberpunk.
I
It's
think
a shame. As someone who watched both Arcane and Cyberpunk and has no attachment to their source material, I thought Arcane was fantastic, and
Yeah.
I didn't
I think-
think the same of Cyberpunk.
yeah, Cyberpunk. I watched the whole thing. It's not close. Like it's not close.
I'm someone that actually does not like League, and I watched Arcane. And it's like, man, these characters are actually kind of cool.
I'm right there with you. I'm in the exact same situation. I have not really played League of Legends, watched Arcane because Reagan liked it, and I ended up loving it, and I'm looking forward to season 2. Speaking of things to look forward to, one of the other categories is most anticipated game, and the nominations were Final Fantasy 16, Starfield, Resident Evil 4, the shitty game, and The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the
This
Kingdom.
shitty game.
What's the shitty game?
Oh, Hogwarts
Is it
Legacy,
Is it
obviously.
Hogwarts?
Yo,
How does it go shitty? What?
my man. What you capping for right now, though?
I'm not playing that garbage.
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 Why
Bullshit.
garbage?
Booty
Give me
cheeks.
one
I
reason.
agree
Give
with
me one
Roger.
reason.
Anything
I will tell you
associated
what,
with Harry Potter
Anything
is
Harry
dog
Potter
shit,
is dog
diarrhea.
shit. I'm right there with you, Zeph.
What?
So
Absolute
just
dog shit.
just
Let me
just
tell
say
you a story. Let me tell you
no
a
no
story.
no. Just
I
say
don't give a
Roger.
fuck
Roger.
about
Just
your story.
say
You're just a
Let me
hater
start-
then.
yeah.
Let
Just
me-
say
I'm not a hater.
Roger. Just say
I'm
my
not
name
a
is
hater.
Roger Bass and I'm a
I'm
hater.
not a
Just say
hater.
that.
I'm
Look,
anything
man,
Harry
if
Potter
y'all
trash.
want to go play Quidditch with each other and marathon Harry Potter movies,
You're
that's
both
cool.
hating right now.
Listen,
You're both
listen.
hating. It's
I'm not
okay,
hating.
man.
I'm not hating.
You're literally that's
There
literally
was-
the definition of hating, bro.
No. Hating is hating without a reason. And stepping beyond J.K. Rowling being a dumbass bitch. The other thing I want to mention.
Whoa, why you gotta
is
say this on my channel? I ain't
She's
saying
a
Nah,
that.
she is a dumbass bitch.
No, no, she
That's
is,
not
she
the
is, she is,
point.
she is.
That's not the point. That's
I
not
have
the
set up
point I'm trying to
multiple
make.
J.K.
You know what
Rowling's
I'm
a dumbass
saying?
bitch. That's not a.
It's just
new
not
thing.
necessary
No,
to say on
all
my
right.
channel
That's
at this
fine.
time. That's what I'm
okay.
saying.
It's all good. Like I said on PG-13, but I said on my channel, I'm fine. The other thing I would say.
What?
The other thing I would say is that the other reason why I hate Harry Potter is there was a magical, wonderful, beautiful place that was in Universal Studios based on the movie Jaws.
Nah, man.
Oh,
shut up.
there.
no.
What the
And
fuck
there
does
is
that have to
some
do with this game?
absolute
What does
bullshit.
any of that have to do with this
Because it's
game, bro?
Harry Potter. There is some bullshit
the
in which
fuck?
Okay.
the
Okay.
Jaws
Oh wait, no,
area
no,
of
show
the
me, show me, show me,
universe
show
What
me,
does that have
show
to do
me.
with the price of rice in China?
by Harry
Hold up, hear him
Potter.
out, hear him out, hear him
I'm
out,
not
man.
standing
Hear him
by
out,
it.
hear him out,
I'm
bro.
not
Hear him
doing
out.
this.
No,
Jaws
show.
is
Let me.
iconic.
I got you,
Hear him
bro.
out,
Movie
bro.
is amazing.
Roger, I have
But why
also
you
been.
say-
I have also been to the Jaws ride, that dumbass ride where you're in a boat, it shakes. Sometimes you get water on you, and then you go away. That's the
This
whole
is how I
ride,
know.
Roger.
See, you're a hater because this is how I know you didn't even ride the Jaws ride. Because
What do you
you're
mean I didn't
talking
ride the
about-
Jaws? How are you
because
gonna tell me
you're
what I
talking about
rode?
the Jaws section of the Universal movie ride, which is also stupid. I'm talking about the dedicated
Okay, you know,
Jaws ride.
Roger,
with
Roger.
the
Just
skippers.
start over. Please tell us why you hate everything Harry Potter related. Just
It's
go
just stupid and it smells bad. Legend of Zelda is going to win. Next.
What?
Moving on.
What?
Final thing. Speaking of
I
people
agree,
that
Harry
smell
Potter's
bad,
dog
we
shit.
have, speaking of people that smell bad, we have the best
He's
content
right.
creator category. Let's go. The nominations for
Jesus
best
Christ.
content creator.
You
Who
people
is
are
it?
sick.
We
alright?
got
I
Just- wait, I just before we move on from Harry Potter, I want to state that on my dating profile it says, and I'm reading it here: "Stop fucking swiping on me if you like Harry Potter."
What is wrong with you, motherfuckers?
Look, I don't. What is this? What does this hate do to you? Like, what is
This
it?
doesn't
What is
even
it
make-
for?
It's too much hate.
Like,
It's not too much
what does
hate,
it
it's
do
just
for
enough.
you?
It's just enough.
Like, does it make you feel good? Like, do you feel warm at night because you have so
No.
much rage in your
No,
heart?
I would
Like,
rather
it keeps
have
you
the
warm
Jaws
when the
ride.
winter comes.
I would
like, what's
rather
going
have
on?
the Jaws ride and be happy. Obviously.
You're not going either way, so why does it matter?
Yeah, he's not going anymore, bro. It's not. He's not going
Good
anymore.
reason as to why you hate that game, bro.
Let me explain how it works. All right, you know at the end of Star Fox, when Andros says, "If I go down, I'm taking you with me," and then he
Yes.
blows the base up,
Yes.
and then Fox is, chasing his dad.
I get it, man.
Exactly,
100%.
Del. That's
You're
how I
right,
feel,
bro. You're
man.
right.
But
No,
Del-
I get it, man.
No, you
Yes.
don't get it.
Yes, I do.
You
I
do not
understand.
get it. I can
Yes,
hear it in your
spite-
voice.
No, he's right. No,
This is really crazy.
spite by association is fair. 100%.
You're sucking a lot of cock right now. You need to calm
You
down.
understand? No, but
Get out of my
That's so
chat,
nice.
bro.
He
Get the fuck out of
understands
here.
now. I can't believe I'm in a world in which I'm on the podcast with Fidel and I agree with him completely.
Wait, we don't disagree that often.
Not at
Hold
all.
up.
Yeah.
These haters
Also,
are
Fidel,
fucking
real quick,
stupid.
could you read the names of the content creators of the year?
I just don't believe. I just don't believe this.
I don't
man.
have the page open.
I'll
Who is
send
it? It's
you the
Lud.
page. I just need you to read out the names.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
I'll read out the names. I got
Read
you.
out the names. All right, here we go, Fidel. Go ahead.
All right, give me the link. All right, here we go,
Yep,
guys.
there you
All
go.
right, so nominees for content creator of the year. We got Carl Jacobs. All right. We got Ludwig. We got Nebelian.
That's right.
Who?
We
Who's
got
that?
Did you say it
Noble.
again? I think you said it wrong.
Nibel, not Nibel.
I don't think so.
Nibelian. Nebelion. Nebelion, these nuts, bro. I don't fucking know. No, bro. Cutie Cinderella. And that's it, man. Why is he there?
Why is there a ghost here?
Mr. B should win literally every year. What are we even talking about?
Like I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
It's not.
What are you
Really, it's
talking
not.
about, bro?
Like,
Mr.
who
Beast
are,
should
who
win
are any
literally
of these
every
people
single
compared to
year.
Mr. Beast, bro?
Mr. Beast smoking every last one of them niggas, bro.
Straight
It's
up.
not close.
Did any of
Wild
these,
is
did
not
any
even
of these
close to
people,
nominated.
bro? Did any of these people give someone a chocolate factory or a jet or a house?
Or
Or
literally
did-
build Squid Game.
Or play the Squid Game.
Right,
He
right.
literally just passed PewDiePie for the most subs on YouTube. Bro.
Yeah.
How is it not a fucking? I mean, obviously, never mind. I don't even care anymore. I'm still stuck on.
I will say, fact. I'll be over there with you, bro. Like on God, I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, best indie though. Best Indigo looking kind of crazy though. That
Wait,
shit
hold
looking
on,
kind
hold
of
on, hold on, hold on.
stacked,
Before we move on,
Give
before we move on,
baby.
oh, why is he on this list? I get why, but why Nebelian?
Oh,
I was
Recency bias,
saying,
bro.
It's
no,
definitely
but
recency
he's
bias,
not.
for sure.
He's not a content
He
creator.
doesn't even create content.
Yep.
He's not a content creator. I here's the thing. People because people get upset about this. Like I'm telling you, as someone who like followed him, I had notifications on for him. The way he like showed news and shit was amazing. He did that shit like right. He never tried to sell promo. He showed all the info. He related all perfectly in a timely manner. But I'm like, that's not the same as content creation.
obviously,
That's like,
it's not.
and that's why it's weird that he's like there. Like it's like he's not making any
Bro,
content.
he's there because he's not gonna win, and they just want to put some respect on his name, bro.
He
They
might
know
just,
he's not
exactly
gonna-
what I
they
was saying,
might
yeah.
just give it to him though. This is
They're
Game
not
Awards.
gonna give it to him, bro.
No,
Ludwig
they're
is
not
right
gonna
there,
give it to
bro.
him.
What are
No,
we
because
talking about?
because people vote for this category. There's no community for him
That's
to
what
get
you think.
voted for.
There's
There's
enough
no way,
people.
bro.
I've seen enough people like, oh, good on Game Awards for putting
Yeah, but all I'm
Nebelian
saying
on the
is,
list. It's like no.
all I'm
okay.
saying is any of these people, because if you're
Look,
not
look,
on
look,
Twitter,
look,
you
no
have no
matter how
idea who he
many
is.
That's true.
Follow Nebelian, he's not gonna have more people supporting him than fucking Ludwig, bro.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. And that's why he's not winning. That's what I'm saying. If you're not on Twitter, you have no idea who Nebelian is.
I get the Cutie Cinderella thing. I understand though, because didn't she do like the streamer awards earlier this year? And she had all those other
I think
people for
so.
like an in-person event. So that
Yeah,
kind of makes
yeah,
sense. The one I'm kind of shocked isn't on here is Critical. Because like I can't go anywhere without seeing some type of
Voiceman?
yeah, exactly. It's like all over recommended
What
on
about that?
YouTube. You cannot
What about that
escape
Germa
that.
guy I see everywhere?
No, listen. Germa's a myth. You can't put him on there.
I see him like I've never watched a single stream of his, but I can't go a day without seeing a clip or
Yeah,
something.
no, Germa's just an enigma.
Why is
I
this
don't
guy
even know
not
who
on
that
here?
is.
I think this is just the case of we don't know a lot of these people. Like I have no idea who Nalbrew is. I have no
I
idea
also
who.
don't know.
They're just trying
Carl
to give people
Jacobs
some
is.
handshakes, bro.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
high
What about
fives,
that,
like, y'all
what
did
about
great.
that-
Hey,
what
Ludwig
about
is-
tap me up, Shover.
What
Right,
about
they're
that
saying
dude?
you guys did great, but Ludwig about to win this.
But
prize
where's
for free.
Shofu on this list, man?
Nobody get
Why
off
is-
my fucking meat, bro. Nobody said anything about me.
Does anybody on this list stream on? Does anybody on this list stream on Twitch or are they all YouTube?
They're.
Because
Is
why
it
isn't
Shooty
that
Twitch or did she move?
Why isn't that Kai guy here or whatever?
Oh, Kai Senate.
That guy he's the highest sub streamer on Twitch, isn't he?
So
was.
from what I understand is you have to submit yourself for content creator of the
Yo.
year.
What?
Yo,
I-
Wait, do you really?
You-
Hey,
I mean, I get
yo.
it.
Hey,
I get it.
I know
get
that's what someone told me. You have to like send
Hey,
eggs.
yo.
Oh, God damn it, bro. God damn
You
it.
said you gotta do
Shut
what?
up, bro. I'm just saying
I
you
get
have to
it.
send an application, man.
Nah, you different.
Come on,
buddy.
man.
I
This
beg
is
your pardon?
crazy.
Back for nominations, bro.
You have to apply. I don't know how you have to submit.
I beg your
On
pardon.
my knees.
So you're saying
Trying to
that,
get a bag. I was in the
Yeah,
street.
you are the IRL Denji from Chainsaw Man, so I feel
What
like if
the
anyone
fuck?
it would definitely be you.
There's no way you said that.
I definitely
I
did.
actually agree that checks out.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
You
not
can't
crazier
let
than me
this stand.
saying J.K. Rowling's a dumb bitch. I mean, what the hell?
Yo.
There's a massive difference
What
between
the
those
fuck,
two
man?
statements.
I look. I'm gonna keep it a buck 50.
What did
The only,
she ever do to you?
the
Nah,
only
nah, I'm
person
aware
taking an
of the
L
thing
here
that
is
she-
Shofu.
Huh?
I said the only person taking an L here by you saying that is Shofu. That's all I know.
I'm
That's
not taking
tough.
it up for nothing. I didn't do nothing. But either way,
Not
all
Shofu
right.
said, what are you talking
Nah,
about?
nah,
they're on their
way, bro.
Worse.
This
What
is-
The
Either way,
Potterheads are on their way,
what
bro.
are you? I don't care.
You're too
Let them
biased
come.
against Harry Potter.
You
Like,
must
to say you motherfuckers can't
It's
fucking
going
read, all right?
on
Say
and
you motherfuckers can't read. You stupid sons of bitches. Maybe that's your problem. Now you ain't never read no Harry Potter book when you was a fucking kid. If you can read two pages out of Harry Potter book, nigga.
I know. I'm speaking Shofu. I am speaking to you, one English major to another. Okay. If you are talking about good literature
Let
and you're talking about
him
Harry
know.
Potter, meanwhile I'm sitting over here
I
reading.
didn't say it was good literature. That's not what I said. That's not
I'm
what
gonna
I
be
said.
completely fucking honest. I'd rather be illiterate than read Harry Potter.
That cannot
The-
possibly be true.
there's no, that's cap.
Kafka
That's
on the
cap.
shore? I don't think so, man.
I think Zeph is just fucking lying.
Harry Potter books are not that bad, all right? Everything surrounding J.K. Rowling and everything else she's done afterwards is a different story.
That's
But the
totally
Harry
fine.
Potter
That's all I'm
books are
saying.
perfectly fine, bro. I'm telling
That's
you.
all I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying it's not next level hating because it's not just her. It's the world of it. I don't care.
He doesn't like
bother
it,
me.
man.
I don't like it. The weird wizards that if I want people in robes doing magic,
Weird wizards, bitch. You watch One Piece. I will fuck you right now. Don't you ever talk about no weird wizards, nigga.
Let's see, you do like
Are
One Piece, Russ.
you crazy?
I'm
might be
legitimately
onto
Please
you.
stand. I'll cook you right now.
All I'm saying is Luffy would have liberated Hogwarts in a day.
No, he wouldn't have, bro.
Luffy would have
Shut the
beat
fuck
Snape's
up. What
ass,
does that
guaranteed.
mean? That
Let's
doesn't
see
mean
what
anything.
it is right now. I want to say this right now, okay? I can acknowledge that One Piece is stupid and love One Piece. That's totally fine. I understand there's dumb stuff that happens in One Piece all the time. Pell should not have survived a nuke to the face. Okay, don't worry about it. Like
that shit.
This is a spoiler.
I don't know what you just said, but I mean,
What I am saying is that the world of Harry Potter just has never appealed to me. And all the fallout of everything that came with it just made it
okay, then say that. Why are you hating? You don't have to hate to say that.
I'm not hating. No, I'm just saying that was my explanation for this.
That you were no, that's not what you said earlier, Roger. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I know your dumbass over here saying, "Oh, Min Min's a sword fighter for 30 minutes."
Oh my
You're not telling
god.
me
I'm right.
how to hate correctly.
I'm right.
No,
You can be right all you want.
I'm right the whole time. I don't know why you're talking.
Through episode after
Pussy.
episode, I'm like going
It's
over
calling
my
my
notes.
name.
I'm saying shit.
I'm literally right.
No, I'm not talking.
I'm literally right.
That was a deep cut. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
I'm literally right.
What?
Also, the fact that stun hit you for that long, girl, you really got hurt, bro. You really hurt.
It will always stick with me. Min Min is not a sword fighter. I'm not.
It
I
was
will
too
never agree
literal,
with it.
man. He just meant a disjointed character, man. That's
Speaking
all he
of
meant.
disjointed,
That's all
let's
he
talk about
meant.
Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for a little bit, all right? Here we go. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet recently released. We've all been playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Harry Potter's not in this game, thank God. And we have a lot of stuff to discuss. So who wants to start?
This game is fucking garbage.
Whoa,
This fucking dog shit, bro.
Whoa, let's not get fucking crazy now.
No, this game
Call
is
the hater.
bad.
This is wild.
Listen, man. Y'all just gotta understand what the fucking situation is. I'm playing the fucking game right now, bro. Chill out.
Okay.
Preface your statements correctly, bro. All right. Now, there's a lot wrong with the game.
I think the
Obviously.
game runs like shit, but I don't think it is shit.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I-
Like, there's definitely
no,
some
I think it-
redeeming
I think this game
qualities.
is
That's all I'm
bad.
saying.
I like that there's actual structure compared to like Legends.
No, actually, I want to
No,
hear Virum
no,
because Virum
no.
doesn't usually.
I
Virum
also
doesn't
want to
usually
hear
pop
this
off.
out as well.
Go
Please
ahead,
do.
Virum.
I understand. Virum, if Virum
Alright.
says the game is trash, he's 1,000% right 99% of the time.
That don't mean I don't want to hear why.
All right. So here's my thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it comes down to I just think the gameplay loop is just a lot less enjoyable than the Legends Arceus one. I think a lot of the quality of life stuff has been like compromised. Like there's some they've taken
Like what specifically?
one step forward, two steps back. It's like just navigating menus in certain spots.
mhm.
The whole like the fashion stuff, the way that a lot of the cities and stuff are presented and how shops are. It's just like it's a weird way to kind of construct the world in a lot of places, and I'm really just not a fan of.
What do you mean how cities are presented? Because Arceus had one.
So what I mean, well, this isn't really comparative to Arceus. This is more of a general thing.
Okay.
It's just like you go into a city and it's big and it looks like there's a lot to see and do, but then you go into a shop and it's just a restaurant with food, and you go into another one and it's the same shit, and all of them are like
Yeah,
this.
I don't know why
go
you
into
can't
any
go
of them.
inside buildings.
Well, not
And
only
it's such a
that,
shame.
Yes, you do.
like, you get to the city, you beat the gym leader, and you never go back there unless you need to buy like a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't interact too much with the people there, and then it's like every shop you walk into, it's not even a fucking shop. Though a fucking menu pops up when you walk.
Yeah,
in.
no, that's what I was gonna say. Like the building is just like you open it, it's just like it's just the pictures of shit. It's not even like
you walk into the door and a menu pops up. Why did I even walk in here then? Just put the menu up when I click on the door or something.
Yeah.
make it like a stand outside by
Why,
that
why
point.
couldn't they have built? Did everyone get to like the town, like the top left,
The
like
town
past
at the
the,
top
past the
left.
desert?
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
water town. Yeah.
Yeah. Why aren't like more of the towns built like that with like the outdoor kind of stands?
Oh yeah. You mean the place with the auction house?
Yeah.
Porto Melinda.
That's another thing. When you enter a city or something, the name of it doesn't pop up. So I know about 2 city names.
Yeah,
in the
facts. I
entire
don't
game.
know any of the cities in this game.
Yeah.
I know Zapapico because I had to.
Yeah,
No,
I know Zapapico and Cask.
Cordondo's
Zeph?
the smallest
Zeph?
area, right?
Zeph, you good?
That's how you
Zeph?
say it.
Or Cortando, not Cordondo.
Cortando.
Yeah. That's the smallest town.
Another quality of life thing is the fucking map. I think the map in this game is really horrible.
I hate
yeah.
the map,
It
dude.
is.
I
It is.
hate the map.
I hate that you can't
Not
just
good.
put markers on like wherever you want. Like you have to have it in a specific place that's already marked on the map.
Map is really bad. The mini map is even worse than the regular map.
The
Dude,
fact
no,
that you
I was trying
can't
to find
lock the
some places
rotation
hard.
of the map, that you just can't, it constantly rotates, is so annoying. I hate that. I always make sure that that's not on in any game because I just like having the map nice and static. But in this game, there was like constant disorientation for the first half of while I was playing the game, and it feels horrible.
Yeah, no, I remember the first time I opened the map, I was like, "The fuck is going on?" And trying to find like the first tie-in, I was just losing my shit because I was like, "Where am I moving?" Like, because I don't even think on the map it shows like an arrow of what direction you're.
Yeah, that was
looking
my
at.
problem. Like when I open the big map, it doesn't even tell me which direction I'm facing, and then the mini map doesn't even reflect where I'm actually standing a lot of the times. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it reflects where I'm standing, but like not it. I don't know. I get lost even though I just looked at the map.
Yeah, and they're like
Just went the wrong direction.
icons on the map, and when you rotate the map, they completely change position.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like you zoom out all the way to see the entire map, and you're like, oh, let me go to this location, and then you click on it, and your cursor is where it originally was, rather than in the place where you click. And it's like, it's just stuff like that. It's just like, for me, this game has a lot of little annoying things that pile up, and usually I'm very tolerant. I'm pretty tolerant to a lot of these things. I can acknowledge
And you're a
them.
Sonic fan, of course.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we went through this in the spoiler cast. There's plenty of problems with Sonic Frontiers, but for the most part, I had a decent time playing that game. I had fun. For me, in this game, and obviously not a lot of people, not everyone feels this way. A lot of people I've seen have been having plenty of fun with the game. For me, the little issues pile up enough to compromise my enjoyment of the game, like quite a lot.
And I like that you said all that and didn't mention the frame rate or the crust. Not a single time, because we don't even need to talk about that.
Exactly. That speaks for itself.
That shit bothered
frame
me
rate,
so much,
the
man.
bugs, the glitches, the general lack of polish in those areas, those speak for themselves. Like, I don't
Dude,
even
I'm
think any
like-
of us need to bring that up.
I gotta say though, like, I gotta say though, like, I know the joke, and we all know why it's Pokemon coming, but it's like, it is genuinely shocking how fucking shitty to me, like, this run feels. Like, it's never been this bad, dude. Like, the worst it ever got was in the wild area when you were online, where the FPS would mess up. But like, this is another level. Like, this is crazy how sluggish it feels, how awful it feels at times, how like all the awful pop-in issues and all the weird glitches and like just It is.
The glitches are going stupid, bro. I don't
It's
know if you've been on, I mean, obviously
crazy.
you're on Twitter 24/7.
Of
So I know
course.
you've seen all that shit.
I've seen everything. I've seen the scariest shit I've ever seen in
While
my
we're on
life.
that topic, I was seeing so many glitches early on, and I'm thinking like, I don't know if the actual game is gonna look this bad. And then, I was playing the
my
game for the
God.
first 6 hours or that first day, and then Zeph, I know you were in stream when Pelday and Meryl happened, right?
Yeah,
because
that was fucked
I'm
up.
walking through the desert trying to raise the new little dung beetle Pokemon because I really like him. And I run into a Meryl right before I'm entering the water city. And the Meryl, it renders the Meryl's face and it renders the Meryl's like ball on the end of his body. And the rest of Meryl's not there.
I've had that as well. I've had that.
Bro.
As
Dude,
well.
I've had shit where like Pokemon pop up mid battle, like as like a
What?
camera
No.
jumps.
Bro,
in.
And then it just disappears instead of falling over or anything. It just pops out and disappears at the end of all of it. And that's kind of the moment when I realized, like, oh no, this game really,
This game is
really
broken,
is
dude. It's
broken.
legit
Yeah.
I was
broken
battling-
as
I was
fuck.
battling and my moves
This,
didn't have animations, bro.
This
My
video is
Pokemon
the
was
most
happening
egregious thing that's
around, they had
happened
no
to me in the
animation.
game. I legitimately don't understand
This
why
is
I was
like
even allowed to go
You
here.
want to tell the people what happened in that video?
So I went behind a Team Star base by accident, and I guess you're not supposed to go there. And then I just thought I was
they
just
did that to me
exploring,
too.
and then I jumped down, and then the camera zooms out like so I can see almost the entire fucking zone, and it's just like a text box, and it cuts out, and I'm just I don't know, bro.
Dude, I just don't like. I genuinely like. I cannot believe that was okay. Like, did no one tested the game? Like, it just feels like everything about this was just like shout out because they had to, and it sucks because this is legit the most like
You know
open
what's
and
weird?
best they've
Oh, it's the
done.
best one, yeah.
What's weird is all the leaks that I talked about leading up to this game were from people who were testing the game.
Yeah,
So
They should have spent more time testing the game and less
They
time
should.
leaking.
What-
They
oh
gave
my
us the
God.
information we wanted, though, not the information we didn't want.
no, I mean
It's
like so there
crazy.
were people testing, but like what the fuck?
I feel like
It's
this is
just
a
so
situation
unfortunate,
like
man.
what Sonic Team normally gets hit with, where game has to launch, so they're gonna drop it no matter what. It has to go out. We're not delaying this. So like Sonic 06 kind of stuff. So they just drop a game. Game
But
is
that's
obviously messed up, but then it just is what it is.
but that's just crazy, McDad. There's like even like Sonic for at least the last 15 years. The main games have been like 1080.
Oh yeah, they have
60
not
FPS.
been this
They
bad.
always
yes.
run and look
They've
good.
been much better, even if they've been lacking other ways. They've been
Yeah.
performing much better because they've learned.
To me,
Cameras
this
just
is
straight
like
up go through the ground.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
to me, this is like cyberpunk Pokemon, where like the game itself is something really.
No.
people love. How?
Cyberpunk got delayed 1,000 times, and there was
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
a
yeah.
level of
Cyberpunk's
quality-
No,
actually on
exactly.
another
Of
level.
course.
I know what
But
you're
at
saying,
least-
but
yeah,
at least
yeah.
Cyberpunk got better over time, and that's not gonna happen here.
No, exactly. I mean, the launch at least. Like the launch
Yeah,
is the
that-
fact that it's a game that people are at its core really love, but like the amount of hilarious and messed up glitches is just. It's crazy, man.
So I just want to say something with that, because that's my other thing with this. Is people are like, oh, they're gonna patch all this stuff, and I'm just thinking,
They're not.
does
They're
do
not.
they have
Of course
does this
not.
company have a
They
single
never do.
history of patching these games?
No, they don't.
Like,
Of course not.
like,
Like,
where are people
Only
getting
reason-
that idea?
I will tell
It's
you,
a
the
small
only reason why I think
fixture there,
there's
but
even a
it's-
chance that they do is because these are for sure going to get DLC.
Yeah.
And I think there is a potential, because of how loud and vocal people have been about this one, that they will patch certain like egregious things. Like I
They
think
have
the
to patch
camera
one thing
goes through the
because
ground, for sure.
when you battle the Elite Four, there's a glitch where it'll just play the first 3 notes on loop. That has to be patched.
Yeah, that's.
But I
a
think
memory
it's just
that-
gonna be
yeah.
little stuff like that. It's never gonna be like massive performance update. Like it's just gonna be we fixed the Elite Four jingle or we fixed this little thing. It's really unfortunate. Like it's a great game though. Like it's like I love that it's finally a game where we could just go around and do what we want. Obviously, limited to.
I know what's gonna happen with the DLC. I can guarantee you. You're gonna graduate from the school, and if you want to customize your character further, you
Oh,
buy the
that's what-
DLC.
Remove the godforsaken
No,
unicorn.
I mean,
That's
you're not
what's
gonna,
gonna
you're not
happen.
gonna graduate. You're gonna
God.
go on summer vacation, is what you mean.
Something.
I don't think so. Yeah, something like that. I was trying to compose kind of like my thoughts because I'm actually of two minds about this game because I think competitively this is going to be one of the best gens ever.
It's really cool.
I agree.
Like I think it has some of the most they did a lot of things from a competitive aspect that I think the game desperately needed. Like, for example, they're incentivizing team diversity in a way that's healthy, meaning that instead of making a bunch of they did this obviously, but instead of only just making a bunch of mons really good, they made mons that might not be as good. They added more signature moves in this one game than the entirety and abilities than the entirety of the series, because they want you to use everything and have a reason to do it.
Like, I can find a use for almost every single Paldean mon. There's maybe like 3 Pokemon that I just won't bother. Like, I don't think off the top of my head, like, I don't think Orthworm is anything special, but even then he gets shed.
No, I got you. I got you.
No.
Don't worry.
But what I was saying, I wanted to say, even though I don't think he's anything special, he gets shed tail, spikes, and rocks. So, like,
his ability's crazy too.
And his ability's good as shit too.
What's his ability?
He's immune to ground and heals off when he gets hit by ground.
Wait, what?
Like a ground
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
there you go.
So it comes in on like Donphin or whatever, or like the the iron treads or whatever, and it just shed tails for free.
Literally, Shofu and I were talking about this, Zev. We can't sleep no more, bro, because we used to be able.
Ever look at a Pokemon stats and think it's trash without knowing the entire story?
Yeah, when I was glancing at the data mine, I looked at Gimme Ghoul's evolution and I was like, damn, this is some dog shit. But no.
I will say though, the reason why I'm of two minds about it is that I didn't think that I'd be in a position where I can saying this feels correct. I don't know if it is, but I really, out of the last 3 gens, I think Sun and Moon is the best by far. I
think so as well.
As a complete
game,
as a complete generation, because Sword and Shield is just atrocious in both, right? This game, competitively,
I'll straight up say Sword and Shield, I think, is one of the worst Pokemon games ever made.
Yeah.
Though I will say this though about Sword and Shield is Sword and Shield, I think, in terms of characters, like the gym leaders in that game, are far and away the best of any of those 3.
Yeah, which is surprising to me that the gym challenge in Scarlet and Violet is by far the weakest part of the game. All the gym leaders, for the most part, are like actually.
Well, that's because they're not even really the like they basically just added they took the focus from character. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, Sword and Shield has probably the worst competitive of the 3, I think, like towards the end game, and then it also has some of the worst like actual gameplay / like it doesn't look good at all. However, it has some of the best character design, like of almost the entirety of the series. Leon is one of the coolest characters in the history of the series.
It's great.
But like Leon is sick. A lot of the gym leaders are really, really cool. Obviously, we're talking about the competitive nature of Scarlet and Violet, but as a holistic from everything, Sun and Moon is a lot better than people remember it being. Like, and I remember thinking
Gen 7 is in my
Gen
top
7 is fire, bro. I'm not just saying that because I personally love the aesthetic of Gen 7, but
it's really good.
It's good, dude, and like
and
it
also
makes
people always bitch about how easy Pokemon is.
It's not cap.
Ultra Sun and Moon is the hardest mainline Pokemon game.
I feel like people feel that way about Sun and Moon because of how Ultra started. I think a lot of people remember the beginning of Ultra and like disliked a lot of Sun and Moon after that. But if Sun and Moon came out as Ultra, it would have been way better.
Yeah. I mean, we've been saying that.
Except for the story, because I think the story, they kind of butcher Lusamine and stuff in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but whatever.
But I think the story overall in Ultra is better besides the Lusamine plot.
The Lusamine stuff. But I say that to say, like, when it comes to kind of the game and overall, like, I'm with Verum on a lot of points, not including performance. I think there's a lot of really glaring issues with this game, but for me, the reason why I guess I'm a little bit more lenient is because I see a lot of people comparing it to PLA, and I think that's incorrect. Because
no, I think they're two totally different styles.
That's what I'm saying.
One
I
is
think
Monster Hunter and one's an open world.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally the difference.
That's what I'm saying. Like
self-contained open areas.
Correct. Like it's just
Legends Arceus has about 8 trainer battles in the entire game, and 3 of them are good.
Repeats.
Yeah.
I just
I get that, but also I don't understand why it being a different game also means it has to be like way slower when it comes to like getting in and out of battle.
Well,
and
the thing with that,
I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about
Arceus and Legends
Yeah.
Arceus and Scarlet and Violet were developed at the same time, so not
Clearly.
everything from Legends Arceus could have made it over. I guess they
Yeah.
could have, but we know
The
we know how
camera
Game Freak
control
is.
in the wild battle feels like something they threw in last minute.
That shit is
Like-
crusty as hell,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
You know what I mean?
like-
You know how many
That's why
times
it's
I've seen
through the
people
rails and stuff.
Like I'm not even talking about performance when I'm talking about comparing the two. I'm talking about structurally.
Yeah.
Like the way the
Yeah, I
game,
get it.
like what Viren was talking about the gameplay loop. Like the gameplay loop is like people compare because of the open world nature and the fact that like stuff like that to PLA. When PLA is not it's not actually a Pokemon game. It's
How do
not
I-
like
Give me-
wait, what?
You get 999 coins and you put them in your party and level them up.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother.
It's like it's not a Pokemon game by any stretch of the imagination, even though you have Pokemon battles in it. Like
It's
Like-
like an action
Yeah.
game almost.
it's like
And you get dodging and all this stuff.
it's actually
Yeah,
like
the fast
like
catching.
Boss battles.
not to say that's an excuse. I'm not saying that's an excuse, Mike, to like why the game runs like shit. What I'm saying is
No,
that
I'm not talking about like the game running slow. I mean like the flow of getting in and out of battle is not as smooth.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I legitimately think that's just
Yeah,
because
facts.
Scarlet and Violet aren't as optimized as Legends Arceus.
Yeah. God, it looks. God, it also
Like,
looks like
in
shit.
Arceus, what I loved about Arceus is like if I knew I was about to do a wild battle, I could just start walking before the battle was even over.
Yeah.
and then
yeah,
all,
but
like,
that's
all
the
the
thing.
post-
Like it's where it's the game. That's what I'm talking about. The game structure for PLA is structured around not battling. It's structured around capturing. Like
Yeah.
the objective is to capture. So the whole game is structured around the most efficient way to go from catching one thing to the next. And how is the best way to go about that from a gameplay loop perspective? That's why they give you a roll. That's why you're able to run away. That's why you're able to sneak catch. Like the whole game is basically trying to up your catches per minute as much as possible because the end goal is to complete the decks. Whereas this game, that's not the end goal. Like that's not what the game is for. Like
I get that, but like
My-
in
my-
Pokemon Legends Arceus, I feel like I'm in control of my character in all time, and I don't see how that's not something that couldn't work in this game.
But I also
Yeah.
think this is just an issue.
No,
of
that's
why
what
why
I
did
was
they
saying
put
is
these?
it
Yeah.
could work, but the games were developed so closely together that
Yeah.
ideas from each other didn't make it. Like there are things
Yeah, I
missing
think-
from.
I just think
Like-
that like I just think that like Diamond and Pearl sold so extremely well. There was literally zero reason for Legends Arceus to be 2 months from it. They could have literally had Legends Arceus like come out in the summer or fall this year, and I like had
this
this
been next
game
year's game.
had
Yeah.
this game cooked another year, like it could have been like incredible. Like obviously it would still, fundamentally be the same, but I genuinely think a year of just optimizing.
Well, another
and
year
making
would have
these, like-
guaranteed that Delibirds wouldn't spawn as skyscrapers.
Yes,
behind
exactly.
mountains
It's like
and-
it's crazy. Like I've it's just that like I've never played a Pokemon game where I'm like, wow, this feels like
this
shit
is the
to me.
first literally I think a couple episodes of Japan Time ago I was saying Pokemon games might not be consistently good, but they're always consistent when it comes to not having bugs and shit.
Yeah.
And then this came
Yeah.
out.
It has a bit of the Nintendo like charm where they're like,
Yeah.
they
The
just, like,
only
usually-
time that Pokemon was ever horrendously buggy was like the original Diamond and Pearl, but most of that shit was out of the way, and then
Yeah.
BDSP because that wasn't made by Game Freak.
I think it's becoming pretty clear that like the short schedule they're used to is not okay now for when they're making these like open world
It
games.
doesn't
Yeah,
work for
exactly.
modern.
It used to make sense.
I just want to say it because I see it in the chat. I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying Red and Blue because those are obviously fucking Game Boy games and the first
Yeah,
games
of
they've ever
course.
Oh,
made. Like,
definitely.
Come
of
on, that
course.
doesn't, yeah. I'm saying like it just doesn't make sense anymore to keep the same development structure. Like we're seeing games nowadays take like, 4 to 5 years to like be made and come out, like Pokemon of all franchises. Now, granted, they're not going to do that, but like even just needs a bit more time to cook. You cannot keep like the ambition will catch up to you, especially when
thing-
you're
the
also
thing
on
is-
hardware that sucks too. Like,
The thing is, until these games stop selling as well as they do, and until
Yeah.
like
yeah, that's
and
even
even
hold on,
then,
hold on.
even
Voldango
even then,
surfs?
This shit is fire, bro.
Yeah, it's like-
Bro,
hold on.
the
Wait.
water and he
Wait.
slides around on the
Even-
ground. It's a fucking snowboard, bro. This shit is
even
gas.
then, when the game stopped selling as well, this is a massive multimedia franchise.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
every other element is still going to pick up the slack. So it doesn't matter what happens with the games in the grand scheme of things. That's why they keep
wouldn't matter.
I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong, but I think last time I read it and checked to look into it, the games don't even make the most money for a Pokemon company.
No, they don't.
It's
No,
the
it's
card
cards.
game.
It's the cards.
Pokemon
cards make a lot.
TCG makes quadrillions of dollars per
I'm
nanosecond.
pretty sure the
Like,
games
what the
make
fuck
them
are we
release
talking
them
about?
out. Like it's
Like-
the cards, then it's like the merch and like plushies and shit, and then it's the games.
Like,
I think the reason for me why the bugs and I think like why people are so angry is due to the fact that Pokemon has as much money as it does, right? Because they
Exactly.
could
It's the
totally
number
afford
one, man.
to get like even more developers and take even more time. And like you guys said, like they make so much money from everything else, whether it's the card game or the anime or whatever, that they don't necessarily need to rush out a game every single year. I think
Dude, it just
actually like the Sword and Shield way of doing it, in which you have like DLC that then comes out in chunks for the next couple of years, like that might be the right way to go about doing it if they were going to do a
If
game.
they could have
and then
different
take like,
teams,
3 years in between the next one, like actually
no,
take a
like
long
if
amount of
they could
time.
have, if they could like expand and have bigger team or multiple teams, they could still put games out every year, but it could be like a 4-year gap between mainline releases, and instead do a Legends game, a remake, a
Exactly.
spin-off, next
Yeah.
generation.
Well, I think the
I just
thing is
feel
you're
like-
already seeing them do that with the remakes, right? Like the BDSP
Yeah, they gave
that
it to
wasn't
Silka.
in-house. That was exactly to
Silka,
Silka. And Arceus, like I do think obviously ran better than this one does, but because again, we have been very negative on this, but I will say I completely agree with everything you guys are talking about in terms of the bugs, and it's kind of inexcusable that the game was released in this. But I also, with all of that being said, do not personally want them to go back.
No,
I
of course
had
not. I don't want them
blast
either.
playing this so far. I think like a lot of the Pokemon, like you guys have already brought up, I think are so interesting and clever this time around. They've got good signature moves. I think despite the way that people felt in the lead up to these games with them not really releasing a lot of Pokemon, I do feel like that was the right way to go about it, because even with the leaks, even
I
with
agree.
so much stuff being put out there before the game, there was still stuff that I was surprised by, and then I'm still surprised by playing the game that I did not see before, that I was excited to find. So like that aspect of it, I actually really, really like. I think it's just unfortunate that all of these tech issues and all these other things are potentially going to make them either like, do you think they're going to go back to 2D after this?
No, hell no.
No, never.
'Cause that's
But
kind
all-
of
They don't need to go back to anything. You just gotta clean this shit the fuck up, man.
All I'm
Yeah.
saying though is
Yeah.
don't.
I think
Please don't
Scarlet
ruin
and
it.
Violet is the foundation for the future of Pokemon.
Of course.
Yep.
It did like
Yeah,
it's like to me like in so many ways this game is the childhood dream. It's you can play the
The
entire
next
game with your friends
will-
in your
whether
world.
it's, like whether the next game is Gen 11 or what the fuck did I just say? Whether
Gen
the
10,
next
yeah.
game is Gen 10 or like another Gen 9 game, it will have more things from Legends Arceus. That's like
Yeah.
guaranteed. That's all I wanted to say. My bad for interrupting you.
I know I was gonna
there
say
was a lot of really. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say like in so many ways this is like the foundation, the dream. Like it's open world. It's
Yeah.
go do whatever. It's your friends can be in the world. Again, there's not much you can do together besides
Yeah,
you know,
bro,
just
why
hang
is
out and
the-
take pictures.
Yeah.
Why is the
Why-
multiplayer in this less restrictive than Animal Crossing?
Yeah,
That's
but
what
at
I'm
least
saying.
at least you
Hey,
can
that
thank
big
God
battle
at
Running
least.
only do 20-minute battles. That's multiplayer right there. And I
Yeah, they really need the Union Square is very, very cool. I really appreciate it. I've been playing like the entire game with it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
like,
love that.
They need to add some more to that. Why? Like I thought when they announced this, the first thing I thought of was Arceus, because you know how like in Arceus you can get into wild battles with like 5 wild Pokemon.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a thing where like you get jumped by a bunch of Pokemon and then your
Yeah.
friends can pull up and help you.
Yeah, for a future game, I would love for Union Circle to be more like incorporated into the game. So like
Yeah.
if I went to challenge a gym, my friend could come and now it's a double battle.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like also if I could just throw out my Pokemon and you throw out yours and we could just battle right there.
Yeah.
We don't have to go into a menu. That'd be nice.
I think it's funny because actually there was like on Twitter there was like it was Sonic and Pokemon fans fighting.
Nah,
So stupid.
I was trying not to get into this, but
yeah,
oh
no, I
my
know, but
God, I'll let you.
Just to mention just the general, just to mention the general idea
Hey,
that
calm
like,
down.
just to mention the general idea, that both of these games are like similar in a sense that like they are both the foundational future of what people want from these series, but they have issues in their own regard.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I think this game's issues are way worse because they're like performance and
yeah,
they
that's the annoying
directly
part
hinder
is
your
that this game has
experience.
way worse
Exactly.
issues, but people are giving it a bigger pass. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Now,
okay, so
I
I'll
don't
say
know how
this
this game
as
has
a-
like as high score as it does.
as high as one as Sonic when it's a
Yeah.
more broken game, and people shit on Sonic for being broken. This is more
Because
broken.
Sonic is ass.
No, it's
Not
because people.
the new one.
No, yeah, I know. It's because people have a bias against Sonic
Yeah,
versus
of
Pokemon.
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
that's
exactly
different.
why,
But
but it's still
I
stupid.
can't even blame them. It's just been so consistently bad that they just think it's bad no matter what.
No,
now.
exactly.
Yeah,
No, I
like
get that
Sonic at a
100%.
Sonic at a point was straight up bad for 10 years straight.
That's what
No,
I'm saying.
I get that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but my
It's
point
just
is, when the game
unfortunate,
comes out, it is actually a step in the right direction. People still treat it like it's still unplayable,
Because
pathetic
nobody
garbage.
gives a fuck, bro. It's
And then
Sonic's
Pokemon
own
comes out,
fault.
it is actually in that state, but no, Pokemon, oh, it's Pokemon. It's gonna get up here.
because people
I
like
heavily
Pokemon.
disagree,
Yeah,
though.
'cause
But I
people
also,
like Pokemon.
I also very much disagree because I think everywhere you turn for Pokemon right now is someone sharing a glitch or saying the game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes,
saying
but you
outlandish
also,
shit
but
like-
no, but my point is, you
There's
also
people-
turn
there's
around.
people- I agree that people are being unfair to Frontiers because Frontiers is legitimately better than a lot of other Sonic games that have come out in recent years. But I also say that I think with Pokemon specifically, people are being incredibly hyperbolic about this. I think there is a
Yeah,
lot
of course,
stuff
of
that
course.
is broken in this Pokemon game. Like a lot.
No,
Of
they're
stuff.
not being hyperbolic, bro.
Yeah,
They
no.
like,
But
no matter what
the
anybody
fact
says,
that you're playing it right now and enjoying it
Yeah.
goes to show that it's not like completely unplayable and that you can't play the game and that you
but
demand
that's not what I'm
refund because
saying.
it's so bad.
It doesn't matter if I'm enjoying it myself. Anybody who feels any type of way about
Oh,
the game
that's
is
actually-
completely justified because this game is dummy crusty, bro.
That's
Yeah.
that's actually
No matter
something
how they
interesting
feel,
that
Just for the game.
Roger brought up. People actually have been successfully getting refunds for this game off of Nintendo support.
Yeah, that's when you know it's bad when
Like I
Nintendo
said, man,
allows the
Nintendo never
refunds.
does
I'm
right.
having fun playing it, but I'm not going to blame I'm not going to blame a single person for feeling how they feel when the game is in this state. It's really, really bad, bro.
But I'm saying that I think like it goes back to what McGareth was saying, right? Is that like the general consensus? If the general consensus is that Sonic is garbage, and then a good Sonic game comes out, and people still just say it's garbage, even if it's
It's
better.
it's gonna take
That's
time
just
to
'cause
win
it's
people's
new.
Yeah, it's
trust.
gonna take time.
Yeah,
It's-
that's
Sonic
fine.
is the boy
That's
who cried
fine.
wolf, though.
No,
It's
that,
not bad.
Do you not
but-
also agree
yeah,
that
no,
there's
no,
somewhat of like a Pokemon cycle? Like I think like again, this one I am not excusing the issues at all saying
No,
this.
of course,
Please
of
do
course.
not take it as that. That's not what I'm saying. But I do feel like there is a bit of a Pokemon cycle in which every game, and I think everyone in this call agrees, like we were all pleasantly surprised by Arceus, right? Like almost all of us in this call had faith somewhat renewed in Pokemon because of what Arceus did.
absolutely, yeah.
Right. So I feel like even then, though, I don't know if people don't remember because it was like 9 months ago. But do you remember all the glitch weird stuff that was coming out with Arceus too? So many
Yes.
people were saying this is absolutely terrible. This is such an unplayable Pokemon game, whatever. And now there's people saying, "Oh, Arceus is like God's gift to the world."
You're saying
But
that it
Arceus
goes
also
to
like
the track.
was great.
Like, there's
That's what I'm saying.
definitely a
People say
cycle for stuff. No, I think a lot of it is the same people. I think there's definitely a group of people that always want to be upset and
No,
say
of course,
the same
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
always.
But that's it. We're not even talking about
That
those
doesn't-
people.
That doesn't negate the criticism, the genuine criticism that people have. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But I
my-
think there's always going to be people that will hate that thing,
Yeah.
regardless.
But the one point where I'm annoyed, because you have to understand something, like, playing this game, I'm still having fun. Like, people ask me, oh, what do you think of this game when I'm streaming? It's like, oh, well, for a Pokemon game, I think it's some of the best stuff they've tried to do with Pokemon in a long time. But as a game, it needs a lot of work. And it's like, it sucks to have to put a caveat on a game like that. The annoying part to me, as someone who normally can play a game, if I can find fun in it, it's whatever, is when here's a game that I can finally be a Sonic fan and be happy about. People are like, oh, Sonic fans will praise anything. Then this shit comes out, and the Pokemon fans do the exact same thing.
There's no comparison here, bro. People love Pokemon, and
people love
Pokemon
Sonic. Yes,
but that is yeah, we can't compare that because Pokemon's the number one thing in the world.
Of course.
It's also
because it's bad. No matter how bad a Pokemon game is, as long as there's cool Pokemon in the game,
people will buy
it. They succeed. That's all they need to do. Is
I know. I know.
They're not there for any other reason.
Yes. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm saying I don't like the standard that I can literally the same situation, but being a Sonic fan.
You got to be mad at Sonic for being ass for so long that people don't even give a fuck when it's good.
Well, I have been critical of it.
Okay,
no, but also you have to understand the difference is like with Pokemon is it's the number one thing in the world, so like that voice is always gonna be way louder. Like
yes.
it is that
for sure.
it is
I am well aware of this.
Yeah, and I just but it's like that's why this is just crazy to me. It's like this isn't like your like top 5 gaming series ever. You're like it's like you are the number 1 highest grossing media franchise in the world. And you are making a game that feels like it's like one of those licensed games and you're a small team. Like you should have a dev team of like 500 plus people on these things making the best games ever. And you can, and it wouldn't put a dent in your wallet. Not a dent.
I also want to add in that, like, I'm also a very large Pokemon fan. There are 2 Pokeballs and a substitute doll sitting next to me. I'm also someone who plays Sword and Shield, and I'm a person who likes story. So, like, to me, Sword and Shield was okay. Everyone else is the worst Pokemon game ever.
No.
But, like, that's just me.
But I think that goes back to the Pokemon cycle, though, because, like, I think we were having the discussion earlier about of Sun and Moon, this game, and Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's probably the weakest. But I think if you look at the grand scheme of Pokemon, I do not think the prevailing opinion is that Sword and Shield's the worst one. I would say probably the prevailing opinion is that X and Y is.
No.
You think more than
no.
I don't know, man.
I think the average person.
I think I like X and Y more.
I'll take fucking X and Y over Sword and Shield.
I like X and Y.
Most people will not like
the interesting thing about X and Y as well is that at launch, I feel like at launch there was a lot of positivity around X and Y, and then it kind of gradually diminished as time went on, and people were like, actually, no, this hasn't really held up. Whereas like Sword and Shield at launch, there was all the controversy building up to it, and a lot of people were unhappy straight from the jump, and that's kind of still resonated even now.
See, but it's also wild because, like, I guess we didn't really go over this in great detail because it kind of came out at a weird time. We normally do cover the Nintendo financials, but there was a recent update to the Nintendo financials. Pokemon Sword and Shield has sold 25.3 million units now. 25.3 million. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have sold 14.9 million, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee have sold 14.8. Now, if you go back to the 3DS, Pokemon X and Y sold 16.65, Sun and Moon sold 16.2, and on the Nintendo DS, the original Diamond and Pearl on the DS, which was one of the most successful Nintendo systems of all time, sold 17.6 million. In literally less than a year, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are 2 million units away and will most definitely surpass the original Diamond and Pearl in terms of sales. I just think that is absolutely insane. And I think that goes back to what you guys were talking about earlier too in terms of sales, right? Is if the games consistently keep selling and keep selling well, there's no incentive for them, no matter how loud Twitter is or the fans are, to make the game significantly better. But I think, honestly, things, despite the Pokemon cycle that normally happens, things do seem different with this one, more so than any of the other Pokemon generations in recent memory. I see so many like mainstream people talking about weird glitches, talking about how the game is crusty, still saying they love the game, but saying that things are crusty in them. And I think that weird idea that like you genuinely love the game, but also there's so much weird, unexcusable stuff. Like that's never happened in recent memory, at least for me,
not for Pokemon,
in terms of a Pokemon game ever. So it's a weird situation to be in, and I do hope that they do take the criticism. But again, with everything good that's in this game, I don't want them to take a step back. I don't want to have to go to a move shooter ever again. I don't.
The
want
lesson here isn't step back.
A move relearner and like heart scales. Being able to just like learn every move again that you've ever had through a menu on summary is so good.
Yeah, that's great. That's really, really good.
Yeah, the lesson here isn't go back. It's just make it not like
give
feel
them
like
more
shit.
time.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
just give them more time, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, obviously at the start I mentioned that I didn't really enjoy this game, and a lot of it for me just comes down to the fact that I love the concept of an open world Pokemon game, but for me the process of like navigating the world independent of performance issues just hasn't been particularly enjoyable. Just there aren't, aside from obviously catching Pokemon, which is obviously a core part of the series, it feels like engaging with the world in general isn't particularly enjoyable. Like there isn't really much charm or like artistic flair to the world in general. It's just kind of like this is the basic template of what an open world Pokemon game is, and I that's the main thing I really want them to build on. I want them to really add a lot more character to the world, and I feel like that's kind of been the big thing that's been making me feel disconnected from the experience as a whole.
Yeah, because it's very much like here's the grass area, here's the desert area.
Yeah,
literally just the textures, right? The textures around literally look like N64 textures.
Dude, it's insane. Like it's like normally those like tweet like images people put are bait, but like someone like when they put a picture of like this game like next to Xenoblade, it looks like an actual joke. Like I just cannot believe that's on the same console.
Yeah. And a lot of it is like, oh nice.
Hey, it's a Murkrow. Show if you want it.
A shiny Murkrow?
Yeah, show if you want the shiny Murkrow. I don't. I'm not going to use this.
I said, let me hold it.
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, I thought you said never mind. Okay, that's not what I heard. I got you, bro.
Yeah,
I heard something different.
Like looking at those like Xenoblade comparisons, for me, it's like it's
look
not
at
so
this
much.
shit, dude. It's crazy.
A lot of it is just down to like the architecture of the world. You look at the Xenoblade world.
Look
and it's
at
like,
that, Virum. Look at this.
I know. I've seen it.
This
I've
is
seen
in.
I've seen it.
It's unbelievable. Yeah,
It's
like,
insane, dude.
Look at that. It's like a lot of it comes down to just the structures. Like, look at how much more interesting the structures are in the Xenoblade 3 desert comparative to the Pokemon one. It's like,
shit.
Let's build a desert rather than create something that feels like the Pokemon desert. I think that's one of the big things that they need to gradually nail over time, is just making much more engaging overall design.
Which one
you want me to name this, by the way, Joe? Okay.
So if we can nickname it once, is if you trade it as of.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool.
As of like a gen ago, you can nickname it one time.
One thing I was gonna mention is like illusion of choice in this game, though, too, because I think
I've been talking about this shit for years, bro.
Oh my god!
Why isn't there level scaling?
Wait. Choice of answers that mean the exact same thing, bro.
I feel like I wouldn't mind if they didn't have level scaling, but if you're not going to have level scaling, at the very least, do not have levels tied to gyms. Like, remove that whole thing where you need like 3 or 4 gym badges or whatever to have level 40 Pokemon. Just that whole aspect of it, get rid of it. Let me do the gym in my own time, because I think that does force you, even though you can technically go to the last gym or whatever, you can't use any of your Pokemon to be at the level to actually take that gym down, right? Unless you use like an Endeavor Aron or something. Like there's no way to do it.
Like I can't actually do whatever I want because I can't go fight Grusha right now at the beginning of the game, or I'll just die.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm about to DM you the coach over, by the way.
Or like even with the terrain, I feel like you obviously need to beat some of the Titans to then upgrade your Koraidon to then be able to swim or be able to glide to get to other areas. Like there's definitely a lot of things that are in there that make it seem like you could go anywhere, but in reality, you really can't. You have to kind of start around the same couple gyms. You just kind of have to start with like the same couple Team Star areas and or the same couple Titans. Like I think everybody has Cloth as their first Titan. Everybody has the Bug Gym or the Grass Gym as their first gym. Just
Yeah, 'cause
based
they're,
on
like,
how
the
the way
nearest
the
to
game
you.
is set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild,
I
man.
mean, I think for me, I don't know. I think Pokemon games should be Monster Hunter games. Like
I
in
agree.
the way
I agree.
I think Monster Hunter games are, especially, we all know how I feel about Rise, so I'm going to use World as an example because I think World does it better. Is make each area, if you're going to give me the illusion of choice, you could circumvent that by giving me more instead of it's an illusion of open choice, meaning that I can do whatever I want whenever I want. If you're going to not do that anyway, then just give me more options within the restriction, if that makes sense. Like, for example, in Monster Hunter World or most Monster Hunter games, right? You progress the game by doing whatever you want until you get to a certain point. Once you complete that point, you unlock a billion more options, and then you just complete that gameplay loop until you eventually unlock every area, and then it opens up. But along the way, you could take whatever path you want within those chunks of gameplay. So if you want to go ahead and hunt this, or if you want to do these side quests, or if you want to focus on this, you can go do that. And then once you do that enough, the game will go, hey, do you want to kill this giant chicken? You probably should kill this giant chicken. And then you kill the giant chicken. It goes, cool. The giant chicken fucking showed you that there's a giant squirrel in the snow place. Go kill this squirrel. And then it just like, it takes all of the choice and just puts it into buckets as opposed to putting it on the table when in reality you're not going to give me the choice either way.
Which
Like,
it's closer to what Arceus did, essentially.
yeah,
Yeah, for
in terms
sure.
of this series, yeah. And that's what I was saying before. I personally also prefer that kind of gameplay loop for Pokemon, at least at the moment, comparative to what they have here. And it's not like I don't have my issues with Arceus. I mean, I was very vocal about how the lack of battles and how awful I think the battle system in that game was. And I'm really happy that, of course, this game goes back to the traditional battle system because it needed to. I mean, that's like Arceus' battle system does not work for PvP at all, so they had to go
No.
back to this.
Yeah.
But just generally, like going through this as a single player experience, I had a more enjoyable time with Arceus.
by the way, the code's in your DM, Shofu. But like, I mean, I, and that's the thing too. Like for me, when I was going through the entire game, I really felt, and that's the thing that kind of bugs me about the illusion of choice, specifically with this game, where like, if there really was, hey, do whatever you want whenever you want kind of thing, there wouldn't be like a story order that you can look in the doc. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, those two things wouldn't be the same thing. Like, they wouldn't be like, hey, this is the way you should take if you want to do everything and don't want to grind. Like, might be an optimal way, but like, why is there a way that's just like infinitely better? Like, then I don't know. It just, I hate that shit. I hate when games do that.
So if nothing scales, of course, there's going to be an order because
Well, I know why, but I'm just saying, like, if you're not gonna like, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Also, it's purple. I didn't know this shit was purple. By the way.
It's also why, like, I agree. Like, it's like this is why I like the open areas kind of thing. Like, I love
Trade me
that
something
in
that I don't have.
Legends.
Okay, that's fine.
I was gonna say, like, I love like
fine.
the
You can
open
take this
areas
bird. I
in
don't want this bird.
Legends, and even like in Sonic, like I feel like the open areas work because like those areas always feel
Oh,
like,
sure.
oh, you can go do whatever you want in them, instead of like, here's an open world, but it's very clear you can't go to that spot yet. But
Right.
even though you have permission to, you know, like I love that about like Legends Arceus, where like, okay, the first area I can walk anywhere in there and I could find a Pokemon that's around my level and I could catch that if I'm lucky or if I, you know, get a good battle or something, as opposed to like here where like, yeah, I could go all the way to the other side of the map, but I'm gonna get my ass beat, you know?
I mean, but yeah, but like, isn't that basically just saying you want it to be like a good Metroidvania? Like, because that's
well,
what
no,
that
because
is, right?
Metroidvania, no, because Metroidvanias imply like you go back and there's a new thing you can do based on unlock you have. But Legend of Arceus didn't have that. Like,
no. What I'm saying is, like, that's the idea in this.
Yeah.
Like, that's the idea where it's like,
for sure,
hey,
yeah.
I can't do this shit yet, or instead of I can't go to this place, it's I can't fight these people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Until like it's just one of those like.
Also, another thing I heard is you can beat the Elite Four at the beginning with no badges, but they'll straight up say, "This doesn't count, sorry," and kick you out.
Yeah,
that's very funny, and I actually like that.
That is funny though. Yeah, that is actually hysterical.
I don't like that at all.
I think that's funny as hell.
Elite Four down with no badges, then y'all ain't shit, bro. Get about
it. Yeah, really ain't shit. Yeah.
How do
they should fire them
with no badges if your Pokemon don't listen to you?
What you mean?
How are you able to
could even do it, right?
Okay,
isn't it like Pokemon you catch don't listen, but the ones
Pokemon you catch don't listen. You can level like a low level one up to 100. Like I have a level 80. I had a level 80 Magnezone.
Okay.
With like 6 badges, and he would.
You know how Roger the same way I can get a Pokeball for the first time and become the greatest in a week. The same way.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I'm the GOAT in 7 days or less, guaranteed.
See, I do wonder though, from listening to that last discussion you guys had, like. Obviously, the open world aspect of this is cool, despite the weird glitches. I am curious, like, if they do go the Monster Hunter route, like, if they look at what people liked in Arceus and what people liked in this, and they combine them, if they do end up having something that's essentially what the wild areas were in Sword and Shield, but relegated to missions for certain Pokemon or kind of similar, like how Arceus did it. And I don't know what the future is going to be. I also don't know. Like, I feel like they can't go back from open world now that they've done it either, though. No. So it's like, how do you do that?
No, I mean, it's one of those things where we talk about this, where it's the problem, it's the balance, right? Because one extreme is Elden Ring, right? That's the extreme of open world.
Sure.
Where, all right, you go out this fucking double door. Go ahead. Like, that's the whole game. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Good luck. They don't tell you what to do.
Actually go anywhere.
Like, literally do whatever you want. There is no order. Do whatever the fuck you want. We're not going to tell you what to do. We are going to lightly suggest that you could do this, but literally do whatever. Or you do the Arkham, which is the other side of the extreme, which is here is every icon on this map forever. This is everything you can do. You can't do any more than that. But this is everything you can do at once. Here it is. Like,
Pokemon's kind of like that. Like, if you remove the respawn aspect of some of the items, like, you do have a Pokedex. It's 400 Pokemon. Are you okay, Zeph? Are you dying?
I forgot to mute. I'm smoking.
I know. I got you. You're chilling. So
I'm smoking on that ghastly gas, bro.
Oh my God!
I didn't say all that.
No, didn't you get? That's what he drops in this game.
I know he drops ghastly gas.
But he's fucking a Gengar. So like how does
Gengar? Oh my God!
I'm what?
You're what?
I mean, I would assume you are a Gengar. So like,
that's not what you said though.
I know what I said, and now I'm doubling down
anymore. And now
I misspoke, and now I'm doubling down. What the fuck now, Roger? What's up?
Yeah, can we talk about Pokemon Picnic? Anyone else use Pokemon Picnic?
Yeah.
I tried that, and I didn't like because it's stuck on the laggy overworld. I just stopped doing it.
Yeah,
I prefer the camp.
Talk about this. I know you saw that sandwich eating animation, Vera. Go ahead and talk about it, bro.
Oh my dude! I'm gonna tell you right now. It would have been better for them to just fade to a black screen and tell you that you ate the sandwich.
That's what they always do. I don't know why they have to animate shit like that instead of doing what they always did and cut to black and describe what happened instead.
Well, no, the curry animation was good.
Yeah, like the curry screen, and it was the curry and the Pokemon of the human. That was cute.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about that sandwich. That's
I know you saw that. Of course, yeah. It's weird.
It's really good.
No, but I'm saying like they didn't have to make an awkward animation or cut to black. They could have made something good.
Yeah, of course. What I'm saying, if you're gonna make what they made, then cut to black, please.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of these features ever since Pokemon and Me, and I gotta say I'm pretty disappointed with what they did here.
Yeah,
I'm still disappointed that if you interact with them at Picnic, there's still no way to turn off the affection bonuses if you don't like them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What do you mean turn off the affection bonuses?
Like like when your Pokemon says it lived with 1 HP because it loves you or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
like that?
I always
shit is
hate those
super
systems, so I have never done these things. Since they put in that system, I just don't do these things at all.
I kind of like that my Smoliv loves me enough to not
No,
die.
I love
Shit
I
is
love
lame
that
as- What do you
stuff.
mean loves
Yeah.
you enough to not die? What does that even mean? If you weren't there, would he just die? Why would you
Yes.
die if I was?
No, he's toughing it out because he loves
That
us.
shit's it's
but
the
I'm
anime
saying,
power up.
like, what the fuck does that even mean? Why wouldn't he
It's
tough it out? just 'cause
cool
he
for
doesn't
people
wanna
that
die?
like the anime, but like
Yeah,
toughing
that's
it
why
out
I
on
like
me,
I
tough
like
it
these
out on
features.
yourself.
If you're okay, never mind. I forgot we're on your channel. Never mind.
A lot
I'm not
of
gonna say what I
it
was
is
gonna
just
say.
down
I was gonna
to
give an example
It's
of
the
real
power
life-
of love. That shit is
No,
whack
no,
as fuck, bro.
no. I was
They
gonna give an example-
actively avoid teaching these children about consequences of their actions, bro. You can fuck up in a battle and you'll be fine because your Pokemon loves you and it's gonna live. Like, bro, kill that motherfucker, bro. Let this nigga grow.
But like, you know how there's
A lot of it
there's
is just down
situations-
to
it's a scientific thing in real life that like if you're in a car crash, for example,
what?
and well, let me explain where I'm going with this.
Oh my god.
If there's a mother and a child in a car crash,
Oh my-
let me explain. Just wait.
Seth, let him get his round off, bro.
Just wait. If the mom gets out of the car and knows the child is in the car, there have been examples in which the mom can like lift the car.
Oh yeah, you get like super
That's a
strength.
completely different situation.
No, but I'm saying that's what that's supposed to be. I think the equivalent of in
No,
the game.
hell no.
But I think, like, regardless of that, having the choice to turn it off would be nice for people that simply don't
Yeah.
want it there.
I'm
Yeah, of
not
course.
going against it. I'm just explaining where the adrenaline thing comes from.
It's still a crazy analogy to make with a mother and their child.
But I mean, that's
No, I get it.
No, I understand.
where I'm going
It's-
exactly.
I get it.
that, but
Also,
that's not what's happening.
speaking of the omission of choices, why did they remove turning off battle animations and turning off set?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are those gone? What happened?
I actually think I know the reason is because, well,
I know
it's
the
not a good
too.
reason. It's not a good reason, but because how raids work in this game, there's certain points in the raid that are scripted for everybody to catch up. So and they're tied to animations. So yes, they could have made it so that animations automatically turn on when you go into a raid.
That's
But
what they
that's
did last
not-
time. So they did in Sword and Shield.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but that's not. But they didn't do that. So therefore, they removed the option to turn them off entirely because of the raids and the way the raids function.
Those
Yeah,
raids are
that's 'cause
really.
they-
I mean, everybody attacks at the same time in these raids too, so it's a little different. But those raids are fucked up, bro. They desync nonstop.
But that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
That's why they have
the Pokemon's
built-in.
HP sometimes is just straight up wrong.
They have built-in scripted points in every raid, where every Pokemon on every star has a HP threshold to which they all sync up.
Yeah. I know.
So it says, all right, no one is allowed to do shit until everyone's done with their all shitty animations. Now you can go again. So it's like a phase 2, but not really. So late game, it's whenever they get the shield, right? So when they get the shield, that's the game going, yo, fucking everybody, all you little Timmy with your shitty ass Wi-Fi, you gotta hurry up and sync up with everybody. But like, if you're not,
one other thing, one other major thing that we haven't talked about. Why is there literally no indication for if there's a shiny Pokemon?
Yeah, I don't like that. I was talking about that earlier.
Especially with how many
That's
shiny
not-
Pokemon are a slightly like hue brighter. Like
I'm gonna keep it a buck. That
I'd probably
Murkrow,
walk past 1,000,000 shiny Pokemon. At this
that
point. I have no
Murkrow I
idea.
just passed Shofu. I dead ass drove past 4 times, and I only saw it because I was like I was about to farm them.
There's
'cause
no
they were getting in my way.
sound. There's no like glimmer.
The
It's
lack of a
they're just
sound,
walking around.
the lack of a sound especially sucks for like colorblind people, where it's like,
Yeah,
you know, some of these shinies are of tiny little Pokemon that are you can barely see in the grass, or you know, they have a very
some
very
of the new
subtle color
Pokemon
variation.
you wouldn't know the shiny of, like Charcadet, have they're the exact same color.
Smoliv,
Or,
literally
Titan.
the top of Smoliv, the color changes. It's just like instead of a light green olive, it's a purple one. And I'm pretty sure I accidentally killed one.
So Titan, not So Titan, So Toddle is very similar, where it's like instead of being like white with the pink rims around its eyes, it's like gray with orange. And the only reason, because I found a shiny one of those, the only reason I could tell was because it was part of a group. And I saw it at first and I thought, Is that like a rendering issue? Why is that one like gray and the others are white? But it was in fact shiny.
Yeah. I found 3 shinies so far, and I bet I've missed about 20.
Yeah.
Yep.
I almost like it's so bad that I almost missed a shiny Bisharp. How do you miss that, bro?
Have all of us gotten shinies already?
I have not.
I have a shiny. I have
As
a
of now,
shiny
yeah, I have
Blinkalone.
that one.
I have a shiny Bisharp or a King Gambit and a shiny.
I don't have any shinies.
Shiny.
what
Well,
the
you
fuck?
have a Murkrow now.
Mastodon. I almost said Mastodon, bro.
Pterodactyl.
Mastiff.
I got
I
a
don't-
shiny Pormy and a shiny Sotodle and a shiny.
That was the first shiny I found. So
I caught the shiny.
I haven't
the
been
shiny
looking, though.
Cacnea when I was raising the little. What's the little bug guy's name? The dung beetle dude. The little poop bug.
Why are
his
you
name?
posting Among Us on Twitter during Japan time?
Huh? You guys were talking about stats.
That's not the answer to his question.
That
That
didn't
answers
answer my
that.
question.
That's the answer to the question, bro.
You
You
know,
have any
numbers
shinies?
go over Fidel's head.
I do not have any shinies.
Hmm.
The first time I ever got a shiny in my life was in Legends Arceus.
I feel like I've never
What
gotten a
was it?
shiny that wasn't scripted. Because I got the Ponyta and Arceus, but I'm pretty sure that's scripted to be shiny.
Oh yeah, everybody gets that.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
quest.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't
So
that one. It
besides
was the
that,
one.
I
yeah.
haven't gotten one.
How didn't you get a shiny in Arceus, bro?
Do not know.
They're
Maybe I
free.
have and I forgot, but I don't remember.
I feel like they're the most common in this one though, because like I just got
That's cap.
Cacnea.
That's cap. They're the most common in PLA. They're the most common
Yeah.
in PLA. But it's
In
not
PLA,
close.
bro, I think I legitimately have like 30 or 40 shinies in there.
Like it's not
Wow.
close. You could literally basically just force spawn them. Like it's not close.
Yeah.
Oh, because the outbreaks and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
They patched that at some point, didn't they?
Yeah, but before that, you could just be like, "Hey, I want a shiny."
They
All right, give me
patched it
10
after
minutes.
everyone stopped playing, pretty much. So
Yeah.
God his ass.
Oh, that's Highsand's final. I'm sorry, I'm looking at your stream right now, Chofu. The salt dude. That's his final form.
Looks like a
That's
Minecraft
Yeah.
block.
I
he
love
turns
it.
into a Minecraft biome.
I
It
can't
looks like the
wait.
Minecraft
I'm a big
stage.
fan.
I'm streaming more of this tomorrow. I can't wait to get that thing. I'm like about to evolve it.
That's
so
big salt, boy.
I like him.
Boy,
There's
big
also the
salt.
evolution of the mouse right there.
The little family.
That's the go. I like that they come in two
It's Mike
forms.
right
I like
there,
that.
man. I love it. It's
Yeah.
great.
I like
I
that
like
they
that-
don't have an evolution animation and they just appear.
No, they have an evolution animation.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh, I thought they just show up.
It's random.
Yeah.
Bunch of
Oh,
little
okay.
mice just run in.
Sometimes they'll just pop up and just like two little guys will just jump into your Pokeball. Which, by the way, how can they do that? That's rude as hell. Like they didn't even ask me.
Wait, so they had a baby and the baby spawned outside of the Pokeball?
No,
Or they're not
There was-
babies at all?
no. There's
And
a whole.
small.
Literally, mine did a actual just normal ass evolution where they just did the glowing thing, and now I have two more. Like
Oh. If it's
Now,
not
the
in the
animation-
first slot, you don't get an animation.
the
Oh, okay.
animation should have been, it should have been where they're just standing there, and then one of them walks from off screen and just joins them. That's what it should be. That would be fine.
That sounds like something they would do in the anime.
Facts.
That thing's definitely going to be used by someone in maybe Team Rocket.
Also, when we're done with this, can we talk about the anime real quick? Because it's actually kind of
Sure.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about the anime.
Okay,
Mm.
we're done.
That's actually I'm interested. What Pokemon from this do you think will be in the anime? Like which ones do you think?
Wait,
are gonna be
Wait.
favorites?
Before that, a new glitch has been discovered that can destroy your game permanently.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So, if you put Koraidon or Miraidon in the first slot with a full party and capture a Pokemon, you can choose to add it to your party. With the cursor on Koraidon or Miraidon, press A and B at almost the same time and it'll be cloned. But it'll clone the bike form in your box, I think. Which means
God.
which means you can't release it, trade it, or do it so it just fills up your box permanently forever.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'm doing it
60
right now.
$60 game, by the way.
Please don't.
Do you want to see the video of it? Hold on.
You see it?
Are you actually
Here
gonna
we go.
attempt this live on stream show?
Here you go. It's
I'll
a way to
fuck up his-
clone items, but
It'll
it also
fuck up his whole
it's a way
game,
to
bro.
Oh
fuck
my
up your
god,
shit.
dude! You've been streaming this for like 70-something hours. Like, don't risk it.
Who's gonna stop me?
It made me think of the Kanye stupid thing. Oh, who's gonna stop me? It's like, what the heck? Wild, wild, wild.
I would say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are bike Miradon in his box, and that's not supposed to happen.
Oh, we moved away from it, but I
Is
was
there
a
a
person that
sprite
like.
for it?
I kind of like the way the open world is. Like, I feel like level scaling for the gyms.
Wait, did
was
you do it,
definitely
Shofu?
needed.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god, what the fuck?
He's got so many Maridon, bro.
And you can't trade them. You can't.
Can you get rid of them?
I don't know. That shit's
I
hilarious
hope
though.
so. Yeah.
That's
$60 game, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like, although I agree, like level scaling for like the gyms and the other like star battles and shit like that would have been definitely really helpful. I kind of like. I mean, I just like open world games, so I like running around. So to me, it's cool to go to a place in the game's like, oh, you can't do this yet, and then remember to come back later. So I kind of
It needs to be a
like that
justifiable
part.
reason for that. Though. I don't like arbitrarily or just because they said so. Not being
Yeah,
able
when there's
to
like a Team Star barricade and I have to do that, that's fine.
Oh no,
But
yeah,
if it's like
those things.
if it's like Gen 5 and it's like some fat guy standing in the way saying I'm dancing right now, sorry, then I throw up.
like what the fuck.
No, I agree with that, but I feel like the Pokemon in the world being a higher level, I don't have an issue with. That's kind of what I'm saying.
Of course.
Okay.
And a lot of things are locked behind, being able to surf or being able to climb walls. That's fine.
Sure.
That's how you should lock things behind certain things. But Pokemon has always had a problem with letting people walk in certain places and telling them they can't do some shit.
Yeah.
I remember
Pretty
last
much
time
the longer Pokemon has gone on until now, it's become like more and more restrictive with how it lets you play the story. I think, other than I guess Sword and Shield as well, because like I love Gen 7, but that game has you like actually on rails.
Yeah, it definitely has its restrictions. That is definitely something I will give this game credit for, is the fact that you can just move around anywhere pretty much. Even without a lot of the upgrades, there's plenty of places where you can just go. But it's just that like it doesn't feel like there's a good reason to just explore a lot of places until you get to the level where you need to be.
Yeah. Because like you can get some items and stuff, but like that's it.
Yeah. There was one aspect of the game that I really, really liked though. And it's something that I guess we'll save for the next discussion that we do for this, which will obviously be the more spoiler discussion.
Sure.
But
We're probably going to do a spoiler cast, right? We have to in like a month or
Yeah.
two.
I
Yeah.
heard the
Yeah.
end of this game
Yeah.
is crazy.
it's the I'll just say now, the end game segment of this is comfortably my favorite end game segment of any Pokemon game.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Comfortably.
Nice.
It was really good.
That's
It's the, only,
exciting.
it's the only part of the game that has fucking frames.
That is exciting.
I'm so serious, dude.
I guess like no spoilers, but like how's the post game treating you?
Cool.
Yeah.
Going around.
Okay. It's cool.
There's shit to.
Honestly.
They definitely give you shit to do. Like they're like not
Okay.
like
Yeah.
in the arbitrary time to go catch everything. No, they're like, hey, you want to do this shit?
Okay, cool.
Like
Yeah, that's what I'm curious
there's
about.
there's a proper post game. Yes.
I'm curious, like I haven't seen the end of the story or anything, but I'm curious where this game will go with its DLC, whether it's going to be like they dive more into the paradox phenomenon or whatever it is, or they just do a Sword and Shield and give us a new map.
The latter.
Probably.
Yeah, I think like smaller islands or something would be cool.
I think the time machine works. I think
Dark World?
Yeah. I think you go to like another fucking crater type shit. You know what I mean?
Also, I know that like this game can barely run, but I would love for like Gen 10 or something for the future of 3D Pokemon. Let me dive. I miss diving. Like, let me go catch some deep sea creatures
I have
and shit.
zero faith of them being able to do some shit like that properly.
I know, but it would be so cool. It would be so cool because like the diving segments and the new Pokemon Snap game were so sick. But like the mainline Pokemon game might actually just explode if.
Shit's insane.
You know what else is insane, bro? Ash is the champion of the world. Yes, sir. Look at that guy.
Oh yeah,
He
our
did it.
host is missing right now. By the way,
bro.
that's why it's weird.
Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and break this down for you.
On that, and nothing. Just drop.
I mean, what do you mean?
It's not a spoiler. Everyone in the world.
The official.
Literally
Pokemon.
everyone in the world knows.
No. What was fucked up? What was really fucked up?
I know, but still.
Was the English Pokemon Twitter tweeted it? Even
Well,
yeah, of course.
Yeah, what
Because
do
they
you mean?
knew it was gonna go viral.
I have-
What do you mean?
Interactions off that shit. They don't
It
give a
is.
fuck
It
if
is the
you get
biggest. It is the biggest news.
I know.
It's what's some of the biggest
But
news.
I have
It
a
is not
brand
spoiler.
uphold,
It's so
so I will
crazy how
uphold
they
it.
tweet that shit like they didn't write him to be the way he was up until now. Fucking what you talking about? Ash is the champion, bitch. You fucking what are you talking about?
Okay, I still say what I say. Ash been a top player since RIP, bro, and niggas really got to be stop sleeping on my man's, bro.
Sleeping.
Sleeping.
I mean,
What you
Ash
mean?
won the Orange Islands.
Okay, no.
Ash won
All right, where's the tweet? Where's the tweet?
League.
Where's the tweet? I have the tweet.
He got
If
top
you-
4 twice. Or
If you
top
look, no, he has
8
not
twice.
placed lower than top 16 ever.
Right.
He's that guy, bro.
That's
Yeah, he's
crazy.
great. He's your main
Eight-
protagonist.
In 25 years, chilling. 10 years old the whole time. He got all kinds of experience.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Is it actually canon that he's still 10 or like
Yeah.
is he
They-
kind of
Yes,
like
that is
16?
I don't
He
know.
doesn't age.
I don't. I've watched a lot. They never
They
mention
never
his
say
age.
it. Yeah.
I
They
think
never-
at most maybe like a year has passed, but even then,
Like it's like I feel like they don't even mention the 10-year-old thing anymore. Like just
no,
so that
they don't.
No, they
No
do not
way.
mention
It'd be
it.
dumb
And
if they mentioned it,
seasons,
yeah.
time has passed.
yeah, exactly.
Objectively,
Of course.
time has passed.
Yeah, because Gary
through all that
went
one
through a
day.
whole arc where he like had a cape and shit. Like
Right.
Yeah. So it's like
Gary significantly like everyone is older. Literally, they just don't
yeah.
reference like how much time has passed. Like,
Yeah,
at all.
that makes sense.
Which
It's just
is
it
fine.
would be stupid if they still said he's 10. Like I'm glad they
No,
don't
so
even
yeah,
mention
a
it.
whole child was conceived and born. That did happen.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'll repost this again for people. But
Yeah, there he is. Bro.
here's the most important thing about that whole thing, like about the anime thing, that it's speculation. I don't agree or disagree with it yet, or that's not true. But that this after the end of Journeys, Ash will no longer be the protagonist of the anime.
I think
gonna-
he might
they're
like
gonna be
take the mentor role.
They're gonna do a
That would be
completely.
interesting.
They're like that because the idea is that the last episode of Journeys is basically a play on the first episode of the anime, the very first
Yeah,
episode.
it's called like
I Wanna Be the Very
Pokemon
Best or
on
something?
no, it's called
No,
Pokemon. I'm
called,
glad
like-
I chose you, or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think it's called I'm Glad I Met You.
Let me look here.
Wow.
Pokemon Journeys. Yeah, I think it's called Pokemon. I'm glad I chose you, or some shit.
Do you know what day that episode airs?
Yes. Well, not the day, but it airs in 17 days.
Also, everyone
What's up,
knows
bro?
about the scene where like Pikachu gets revived by the power of friendship, but also
Yeah.
to add to the last episode thing, the beginning of that scene, like it's kind of hard to tell what's going on when Pikachu uses Thunder Shock, is when Ash picks him for the first time too.
Correct.
So
That's fine.
maybe he's gonna
Kill him.
take over. Like maybe Go will be the main character and Ash will take a back seat. I don't know.
And in the Japanese, in the anime, obviously, the ending fight is the music is the remix of the first OP,
Yeah.
which is like
That
which was
there,
fire.
That
It was fire. to me.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
to
yeah.
me is like the tell. It feels
Yeah,
like
I agree.
they were very much like, all right, Ash has truly come full circle with absolutely everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw in all the nostalgia, all the references. You know, is come
Yeah.
revived by
They
all of
even
the,
showed
all of the
Muck and
Pokemon he's
Primate,
caught.
bro.
Yeah, literally everything that Ash has caught outside of like a couple of random mons that he traded. They even showed
They
stuff
showed his
like
Palpitoad.
they showed his Ambipom and
Butterfree,
Weasel because
Larvitar?
obviously they had the Larvitar.
Yeah,
They showed
yeah.
like everything.
Everything.
Butterfree.
It's
Primate, Pidgeot, the whole squad.
They
yeah.
showed the Kanto ones in order too. Like
Yeah.
they showed the starters in order. And they
that
showed when they
moment
showed
really
Charizard.
was incredible.
Yeah, it's
I feel
fire.
like if you watched Pokemon as a kid and then saw that, and then for the final fight too to be Pikachu versus Charizard is like
it's
Yeah.
cool.
so perfect. Being the
And-
two most iconic Pokemon.
I haven't seen it yet.
Tito. I was like, we both know how sick like Ash versus Kukui was, and I
Yeah, I was
thought
literally gonna ask
Oh,
you. I was
they-
literally gonna
they-
ask you because I remember you
they've got
saying
to
this.
one up this, and they did. They did so in spectacular fashion. Just
That's
the
what I
showdown
haven't watched it
between
yet.
Ash and Ash's Pikachu and Leon's
Leon's
Charizard was
Charizard.
incredible.
Yeah,
Like-
nah, it
Incredible.
looked incredible.
I'm very excited to watch. I'm gonna wait till the whole thing is out to watch. I'm gonna watch the whole thing because Go is gonna do his end arc too as well because that's like the
Yeah.
2 episodes before the ending. But
Yeah, that should
I-
be a couple days.
yeah,
The whole thing
so
though is that he wants to catch Mew, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that he catches Mew, but I also think based on what little I've seen of Journeys, I've only really kind of seen like the major moments. I could totally see them doing it where Go and Chloe attend the schools in Scarlet and Violet, and they become
Chloe
like,
needs something, bro, because she did nothing the whole show. And people do really like Go, so
So
I
I kind
think-
of feel like they're going to be the next two, and that Ash is going to be a mentor kind of character, and they end up going to Paldea, and that's going to be the show.
I think none of those characters are coming back.
Really, you think it's
I
going to be
think
something totally new?
I think they're gonna finally do what I hoped they would be doing. I think they're gonna do what the manga does. I think they're going to.
Oh,
I think they're going to
Adventures
the
is great,
OC.
too.
The OC is a whole new character
Yeah,
because and now and I
Ash could
hate it.
actually just
I-
be
It'd
I
still
hate
be
this
Ash.
idea. No, I hate this idea. I don't think Ash is going to be in the show at all. Like I think
I
show
think he
Ash will
might
be done, and he'll do a cameo. He's going to do a cameo at some point later. But
Sure.
I really honestly think that like Scarlet and Violet, from an aesthetic standpoint, it's an anime, guys. It's a school. Like they're just
Yep.
going to make it a real, actual anime where the main character is going to go to school. You're going to go to classes. You're going to do the whole game, and it's going to be an actual seasonal anime. Like, not that I like, because the problem with Sun and Moon is that like they did a school arc, but it wasn't really a school arc.
no,
Like-
no.
Like they like the school was kind of just like a place they hung out. Like it's just gonna Pokemon's just gonna be a school anime for the next 2 years. Like as long as this game is alive, they're just gonna do that. Because like that's just infinitely easier because the team that does the Pokemon anime are literally bleeding from their eyes, ears, and mouth, bro. They are dying. Help them. Like they get paid $3 an hour. There's 6 of them, and they're animating all this bullshit, bro. Like please someone help them. Like actually, like I think like they're trying to make it easy on themselves. And unfortunately, as long as Ash is in the anime, it's going to be difficult. So like
Yeah, but the thing is too is the Paldea has the whole thing with multiple champions and champion ranked trainers, so Ash could just be one of them.
yeah, but I think that Ash could be a cam. I just don't see a like if that was the case, they wouldn't have done everything that they did. You know what I mean? Like there's an incongruency here. Like where you don't write off a character just to have them come back in the next season. Like
Well, but now
yeah,
but
they haven't-
come
they
back as
haven't
like
wrote
a
him off
reference,
yet.
though.
no, I'm
'Cause-
thinking like he'll be a cameo somewhere.
He'll be like on the TV or something.
Yeah, he'll be on the TV or he'll be fucking at the end. Like he'll look, man.
What?
Anyway, he'll be
Well, you can
he'll be
give
there
the
at the
start,
end
'cause,
as like a
Because
But
my
I
comparison
just-
would be Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, right? I think the very start, Jaden runs into Yugi, and Yugi gives him a card. So then it's like passing the torch kind of thing to the next person.
sure.
Ash isn't giving his Pikachu away.
No, but you give him
No.
some random Pokemon.
I'll give him like, here's my Charizard.
No, it's not.
Could you
I'm not giving
imagine?
him a Charizard.
No, because here's
No,
what
he
Ash is
would
gonna
give him
do.
a Paldean starter or something.
Ash is gonna give him his hat.
Like, hey man, here, bro. I don't need a hat anymore.
Y'all need to really wake up, bro. I'm really
Just
locked
like
the
he's
fuck
just
in right now.
Thanks to Luffy, man.
Thanks, whole fucking flow, bro.
Y'all really need to.
Word.
I'm really locked in, bro. Like y'all, he's
It's
giving
wild.
him his
I
hat.
see that
bro.
now. You got the beach of Paldea where you meet Koraidon and Miraidon. You have him standing there at the shore. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da,
God damn it,
Like,
bro.
pass down.
I don't like it, but it's right there. It's right there. Ash is gonna see this little. Ash is gonna see this fucking this little kid be like, and he's gonna recognize Ash because Ash is the most famous and best trainer in the world. He's gonna recognize him. He's gonna be like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm moving. I'm sorry, blah blah blah." And then Ash is gonna smile. Pikachu's gonna be like, "Ha!" And then Ash is gonna be like, "Well, good. This has always brought me luck," and he's gonna give him a hat.
Dang.
It's right there, bro.
Maybe he'll give him
there.
the first hat.
Ash got 17 hats, so
Ash
you
got
guys-
about
might-
80. No.
give him
Leon
that
got more
first
hats than
hat.
Ash, though.
Give
I
him the
still
first
kind of
hat.
feel like though Pikachu's got to be there in some way. He's the mascot of the series. Like, if Pikachu isn't present, maybe like Pikachu finally has a Pichu or something. And
That is
like,
the thing. Pikachu does, I think, have to be in the show.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Pikachu has to be there. I think Nimona has a Pikachu.
I think it's just be another
no, I
Pikachu.
mean like Pikachu has to be like the main Pokemon.
Yeah, just
of
the new
It's just be a new
protagonist.
Pikachu. Yeah.
They also have a Pikachu then.
It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be
right.
like Ash's Pikachu.
No. It could just be a Pikachu, a new one.
Maybe
I
this
don't-
time it starts as a
I
Pichu
don't
action. you see
really
it.
know, bro. Like this might be sacrilege, bro, but like I don't think Pikachu has to be there.
I think he does.
He's
Like,
like
I
their
don't-
mascot on everything.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's
No,
crazy
but
that he
but
would
like
not be there.
but like the thing is like he's also not. Like he's their mascot in a lot of their general branding, their general promotion, like because he's the most recognizable Pokemon in general. But that's not really what the anime is for. You know what I,
I don't
mean?
know,
Like
man. There's a lot of battles where Pikachu's.
no, but that's
the
because
whole-
it's Ash's Pikachu. That's different. But if Ash is not there,
No,
Also,
but I mean,
it's
even
but
a
like-
random,
without
like
Ash,
a random person could be like flicking through channels and then be like, "Oh, look, it's Pikachu," and then start
Right.
watching.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't have to be specifically Ash's Pikachu. Like, the Twitter's Pikachu, every event they
Yeah,
ever
it
run
could
has
be-
Pikachu on the front.
I
Like,
could
it's
be a-
definitely their
it
mascot.
could be like
could be another Pikachu for sure.
I could see a female Pikachu, you know, with the hardtail.
There you go. That's cute. Yeah.
I just don't see. I mean, yeah, is it smart to keep the guy but yes, that's smart. I understand what you're all saying, but what I'm saying, they don't have to do that. And in fact, I think there's a good chance that they might not. Like not a crazy chance, not probably, but
Okay, on a scale of Mario talks in the first Mario movie trailer, how likely do you think this is that there's going to be another Pikachu?
was that 100%?
I don't know, because you said you were like at 80 before that trailer came out.
But I mean, I was right. I was
he's
like,
gonna
I
have
was
to
I was
talk.
super right.
Well, I
but
mean,
like-
still talked though. But I mean, like, so do you think it's like an 80% chance there's going to be
No.
Pikachu?
I don't think it's likely. I think they're going to be lazy, and Pikachu's really easy to draw.
Right.
So but what I'm saying is that because Ash is not there, they don't have to have Pikachu. Is the only point I'm making.
I got
Like,
you.
I feel like that's. I
way
get what
more
you're
important.
saying. But I feel like that's more the reason to keep Pikachu because now it's something familiar that
Ash
keeps
don't gotta
going.
be there. Pikachu can be there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
'Cause, like,
the
if you wanna
Pikachu
swap
can-
out-
someone could have a Pikachu. Is all I'm saying. But like, it doesn't have to be the pro tag to have a Pikachu. It doesn't have to be. Is all I'm saying. Like, when you're getting rid of a character and their signature thing and everything, when you introduce a new character, especially a character who's going to be like the pro tag going forward for at least a couple of years, if that's what they're doing, it makes sense to make it as distinguishable from the old character as possible. Otherwise, you're just worse Ash.
I'm actually excited to see what they're going to do, though.
Yeah.
I would like for them to do something completely different.
Like they could give him, like there are other Pokemon who are maybe not as recognizable that they could give. They could give him an Eevee. They could give him well, no, because Penny has an Eevee. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying the chance isn't zero. That's all I'm saying.
Eevee seems to be the Pokemon they give to a lot of the girl
Yeah.
protagonists.
Well, Eevee's
Serene-
officially the secondary mascot.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you had Pikachu and Eevee are the
They
game.
announced it, I think, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting it took Eevee that long. Because Eevee was always, it was never as big of a deal as it has been over the past like decade or
No,
so.
it started getting forced. Like in Gen 1 to like 3, Eevee was a rare Pokemon that even Gen 4, Eevee was a rare Pokemon you only ever got one of.
And then they seen that Eevee merch sales.
And then they basically turned Eevee into like a Rattata, and you could find it anywhere.
Except I can't find one in this fucking game, bro. Like I have not been
Yeah,
able to find a single
I found
Eevee.
every Evolution, but I haven't found Eevee.
I haven't found a single
I've got a
Eevee.
bunch of Eevees if you guys need them. They're outside the
I
normal
do need
area.
one.
If you go to the normal area town, they were like wandering around over there.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I call mine.
I'll look.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm really genuinely excited to see because as I've said multiple times, like the anime has always been the indicator about what they're going to be doing in the games or anything else. That's what they do to test. They do all of their testing in the anime. What Pokemon are cool? What Pokemon do people like? What Pokemon people don't give a shit about? Like they saw people were really fucking with Greninja. Then they were like, oh, cool, time to put Greninja in like everything. Oh, because Greninja's really popular in Japan, or you know what I mean? Like it's all cyclical. So I'm really excited, like to either way. Like it's fun. And it's good. Objectively. It's like it's if you're I trust your judgment. If you're saying it's better than the Kukui, and we know how good that was, I'm very excited to watch it.
I think very highly of that battle. Particularly,
I think that was the best battle before this one.
I think, I mean,
I haven't Tapu Koko and everything. That was incredible. But like this, even though it's like a condensed little segment, it's just like the battle between.
Too cool, bro.
Exactly, like the battle between Pikachu and Charizard is about 10 minutes in total. But that 10 minutes is
that's
amazing.
actually long as hell. Pause.
It was really good though.
Yeah, it was.
I really like how like they like clearly differentiate Charizards. Like Leon's Charizard, when it battles, it looks like feral.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Where Ash's Charizard is more like I guess traditional.
It's like a regular Charizard.
Yeah, it's like a regular Charizard. So yeah. No, you know what? Fuck that, bro. We're gonna get red finally. And I'm just like,
I was laughing. Someone in the chat brought up an idea, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because in terms of the way they marketed some of these Pokemon early on, it was weird that they did this whole separate thing for Gimmighoul, right? Where they had him stand out as like this one Pokemon in the trailer, and then they put him in Pokemon Go beforehand, and the whole thing in the game where you have to get 999 little coins and stuff, right? I'm wondering if maybe like the protagonist has a roaming form Gimmighoul, and every episode he gets a new coin. And they could just have it on for 900 something episodes, and he just has to keep getting new coins for his Gimmighoul.
that'd be funny as hell.
Yeah.
I think the MCWM Meowscarda, it seems always the Pokemon they give the Protean form to is always going to be featured.
Sure.
I think he's gonna get all three.
Yeah, maybe because like I think it might be like Gen 2 or 1 where it's like he has one of each stage.
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
While we're talking about the starters, I will say also too, I think Quackwaval has one of the best cries in the entire game. Like easily one of the best since the.
Hey, when that thing gets its hidden ability, it's a wrap.
Da, 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 da. Like that cry is so good.
What's its hidden
Moxie.
Go ahead. Yeah, he gets.
Oh, has Moxie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he's water fighting.
Its signature move, I think, raises its speed.
Raises speed.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Look, man, I've been on OU ladder watching. Meowscarda is broken. That about good as hell, bro. That about good as shit, boy. I tell you.
Why'd they give it such a ridiculous speed, bro?
What's the evolved form of Grievard? Hound something? Great
Houndstone.
Yeah, she got banned today.
Yeah.
Sand Rush plus it does more damage every time someone gets knocked out. Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, they banned it. They banned it and the Mischievous
Fluttermane.
Yeah.
Why are they all two names too? I wish those had actual Pokemon names.
They're like designations. I get it.
I don't like it.
I think it's a cool. I like that they did it as a take on like Ultra Beasts instead of making random new Pokemon. It's like, oh, let's do our form thing with old Pokemon and do something special.
Had names like they were numbered, but they.
Oh yeah, they were treated like new Pokemon, but these ones are forms, so they just gave them something else.
Wait, what are forms? No. Paradox Pokemon are not forms.
Yes, they're new Pokemon.
Yeah, no. I'm saying traditionally, yes, I get their new Pokemon. They have new entries, but I'm saying like they're based on an old Pokemon. That's why I said they're forms. I know they're not actual forms.
No, I know what you mean. But I just wish they would have called them something other than what they called them, like 2-word weird, Great Tusk or whatever. I don't know.
I think
it'd be cool if you could
sense.
like research them and then like get their name.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
yeah,
I'd be fine with that.
You start with like Iron Tusk and then you figure out what its name is.
I think it makes more sense for the violet ones than the scarlet ones. That's just like a end game. There's an end game reason as to why I think it makes more sense for the violet ones, but yeah.
By the way, the school nurse is cute. The
She is.
School nurse, I like her a lot.
I like her too. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Why does this game have a relationship system?
Good question.
Okay.
Every game needs every game has one, I guess.
Why are 90% of female NPCs professional bodybuilders? Has anyone noticed that?
Some of those students are definitely they've been students for way too long.
Why are there 80-year-old men and women around this map in student uniforms talking about I'm going to be late for class? Shut up, Eustace.
Go back to your grandkids, bro.
Right.
You have a family.
Also funny that all the bodybuilder style like male characters already stance up like they're gonna box you when the fight's over.
Interesting how I mentioned buff women and Fidel left the call.
Huh.
Curious.
He's playing Among Us, I think. I literally think he left to play Among Us.
There's no fucking way, dude.
I really think he did. Look at his Twitter. That's crazy, man.
There's you gotta be trolling right now.
I swear I'm not. If you go to his Twitter feed, everyone who's watching the show right now, you go to his Twitter feed, he's posting about Among Us, and he's been posting about Among Us for the last 20 minutes. It's wild, man.
I'm out here holding the fort at 5 a.m. He feels the need to fucking get out of the cool to do some Among Us shit.
I wish we had the. I wish Ricky was here for the soundbite to play.
Where is he? Is he gone again?
Who knows, man? I have no idea. He's not, because he's constantly saying like, "Oh, we're recording this thing, or we're gonna do this thing," and he's doing other things in the background, but he's just not on the actual show. If you've been, paying attention to the YouTube channel, he's been putting in the work, but I don't know where he is on the actual episodes. I also don't think he's playing Pokemon, so he'd have no reason to be here if he's not playing it.
That's true.
I mean, he doesn't play anything we talk about recently. He still just comes in and gives his opinions, though, based on what he sees from us playing it.
But he watches us play it. It's different. Like, I don't think he's even been watching us play Pokemon. He hasn't been in anybody's streams or anything. I think
he was in Adam's stream for a bit.
Okay, for a little bit then. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't think he's been watching a lot of it. Like, he watched all of our triangle strategy playthroughs, and he was watching a lot of our Sonic stuff, but he kind of steered clear of Pokemon. He's stuck in the past, man, with his double Dragonites. Yeah, he sensed it. Well, guys, that is going to be it for the show tonight. This is a long one. Thank you for sticking around. Of course, as always, you can subscribe to the Japan Time podcast on YouTube, on Spotify. Shout out to everyone who's been following the show on Spotify. Please, we ask you, please follow the show on Spotify. Write reviews, download the episodes, check them all out. We will be back in 2 weeks to talk about the Game Awards. I actually think the Game Awards will be over by the next show, right? Because the next show will be, no. It'll be right before the Game Awards. It'll be the 5th. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be here for that show. I'm going to be in San Diego. We'll either do a show the 5th, or we will do a show on the 12th, right after the Game Awards. So that is when the next show will be. In the meantime, I think there will be other things going up. I think, Tito, didn't you and Ricky record an episode?
Maybe not. You were on it with what?
Not the Pokemon Unite one. That's right.
Yes.
But didn't you guys do a Fortnite one?
Nothing else has happened.
Okay, nothing else has happened. There you go. That's fine. Well, there will be a Pokemon Unite one going up at some point, and then we'll probably end up doing a spoiler cast of Pokemon 2.
So I was going to ask about that, because like all of us are playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
I guess it depends what else topics are, but do we have to do that one separate, or do you just want to do it separate?
Story stuff and post game, I think we should probably do it separate because we don't want to spoil people on the main show. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
But either way, thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll be back in either 2 weeks or 3 weeks, depending on Game Awards and schedules and things like that. But in the meantime, you can catch all of us playing Pokemon and follow us on Twitter and all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everyone. Good night.